In this franchise, we've been building a team under the stipulation that we can only sign practice squad eligible players and undrafted free agents. After 4 seasons of building this team, our Montreal Snowhawks had a breakthrough. Our defense was massively improved last season, cutting our points per game allowed from 29.8 in year 3 to 23.5. We now have 2 X-Factor players we've developed on this defense and 3 other superstar development players. We even had 2 players reach double-digit sacks in the same season. Despite this colossal step taken by the defense, we actually won fewer games last year than in Season 3, finishing 5-12. The problem is our lack of offense. Season 4 saw our offense actually regress. Quarterback Max Wilbon had a bad start to the year and was benched. His replacement, Markel Pearson, had some flashes, but ended up getting injured before the end of the year. Today, we're going through Season 5, and we need to get to work on this offense. I have plans to change our offensive playbook and hopefully find a couple key additions, but I'm not even sure yet who our quarterback is going to be in Week 1. I was not counting on that regression from the offense last season. The quarterback situation is a bit of a mess right now. Markel Pearson was our best quarterback that played a year ago. We started 3, and if there ends up being an intriguing rookie when we get to the preseason, then we're going to have to make a decision on what we're going to invest in this year. Max Wilbon was our quarterback for the first 3 seasons and the first handful of games of Season 4, and he's developed pretty well, but the start of the season was just so bad. Many of his interceptions I was responsible for throwing. I was not playing great to start the episode. I think that the simmed interceptions were just kind of it was just a little bit too much at that point, and it was frustrating. Now, I've taken a look at the feedback on the last episode. I enjoy seeing, it's a 3-hour-long video. I'm interested in what surfaces to the top comments. I did see some feedback about adjusting the QB accuracy sliders. Ultimately, I want the ratings for these players to matter as much as I can, so I always use sliders and try to find a good balancing point. I've used a slider set in this series that has made quarterbacks pretty inaccurate, and when you see Wilbon's ratings, they're pretty good in terms of accuracy. We want those ratings to matter, and what I've done is I've moved our QB accuracy from 40 to 45. I don't mind being a bit under, the default setting there, but I do think that the QB accuracy was probably a little out of hand and not respecting the ratings a ton. I've also increased the QB accuracy on the CPU side, and I've put that up to 38. I think it was 30 before, so they get a little bit closer to 40. We're at 45, and I think this will better reflect accuracy ratings for the quarterbacks. With that being said, do we go back to Max Wilbon after last year? I still don't know because he did not simulate very well. The offense wasn't moving the ball down the field. He was turning the ball over constantly. That's not a slider issue. It's something else I have to iron out. Now, I am going to change our playbook today. I did enjoy the Ben Johnson playbook, but I think I need to move on, and I am targeting over in San Francisco. I want to be under center a little bit more. I want to use some play action. That's benefited the offense a lot. And I like that this playbook should simulate Quentin Whiteside as a receiving back more often. Think about the San Francisco offense. Their big name players are George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. And our best players on offense are our tight end and our dual threat running back. Maybe it can be a little more quarterback friendly. Maybe we can keep developing these receivers this season. I feel really good about Adonai Mitchell and Kevin Fulcher going into this new season. Fulcher broke out a bit for us a year ago. He's still just 24 years old, so I'd like to see a full season of him starting and what he could become. I don't anticipate much changing along the offensive line. There is the option to put in Lane Richmond as the starting center. He's still our second best at the position, but he has been developing with star devs, so we'll have to look at that. I hope we can find some stability, though, as these players have all gotten more experience. They're still, mid-70s rated players, so they're not the best offensive linemen, but I hope that it can at least be marginally better. This format, by the way, of doing a single season in a video where I'm jumping in and out of these games, I really like it. And I think there are a lot of ways I can do series like this in the future, but I am committed to trying to make this work with the Montreal Snowhawks. One of the tougher challenges that I've tried to do, especially in recent years. And I do think if we can find a way to generate some offense, that success can happen. Welcome to our offseason, everybody. It's time to see if there are any chances to upgrade this roster any further. Practice squad eligible. And here we go, right off the bat, Damon Gray. I've seen his name here a bunch of times. At the quarterback position, there is a 66 and there is a 63. I have not seen an undrafted quarterback with a depth trait above normal yet in this entire franchise. Mike Bullard from Temple has normal development. But we have to consider, does it make sense to maybe try and start over at quarterback? Have that chance to develop a new quarterback that plays on a better team. Maybe the ceiling is a little bit higher. Cody Andrews, normal dev out of Fresno State. William Alford had the best mobility, 56 overall. You're going to need a dev trade if I'm signing someone that is that low rated. But it looks like the rookies are all normal. Unless somebody else already signed a good quarterback. I've seen it happen before. But we're going to get this out of the way early. There is not a quarterback to trade for. We either stick with who we have, or we go and start fresh with a quarterback like Mike Bullard. I'll at least sign him. I wouldn't mind at least putting him on the practice squad. But I feel like I might have to stick with one of the quarterbacks that we already have. And to me, the battle is between Markel Pearson continuing to develop versus Max Wilbon bouncing back. We'll see about J.J. Parsons, but he's 25, 5 points lower than Pearson. With better mobility, he's kind of the wild card. Finding star dev receivers hasn't been too difficult the last couple years. This is Rashard Smith, a little bit limited here with release and lower route running. So we're starting to get pickier as the years go on about who we want to add to this team because we have quite a few players with at least star dev. Now what I'm kind of looking for are higher overall players that are still 21 or 22 years old that might develop as good backups or practice squad options. So we will sign tackle Trey Hitchens out of Wake Forest. And we'll pick up a guard in Trayvon Parsons, a 69 overall. He is 22 years old. Future starter. Not all these players get tags. Star dev for Ben Ventura at nose tackle. We can find a spot for him. Devin Schultz at edge rusher. I'll sign safety Joe Swinton, who has some good hit power, 70 zone coverage, decent athlete as well. Superstar fullback. I've wanted to find a fullback. 86 speed, 77 lead blocking. Okay, I have interest here. Delonte Parham. I've been trying to find a fullback. That was a goal here. And he's going to play our Kyle Juszczyk role in this San Francisco playbook. Here's our yearly position battle storyline. And in the office today, we're going to step in and have a conversation with J.J. Parsons at the quarterback position. He finished the season for us as our starter, and he threw for a lot of yards. He was kind of all over the place, but we did move the ball with him. I think we're going to have to, have some sort of a competition here between these quarterbacks. I think I might have to get a little bit of preseason playing time in with these quarterbacks before I make my decision on who is starting in week 1. We have a new offense, made a couple slider changes, and we'll see who ends up being the best. But here in the drills, I'm giving Markel Pearson a chance. We're going to try to tighten up the overall gap between Wilbon and the other two quarterbacks. So Pearson's going to get this drill. J.J. Parsons, the other weird one that I don't usually get better than bronze in. This one for Pearson's a silver. The problem is that with all these quarterbacks being at least 25 years old, we're not going to see a lot of upgrades come in at once. This is actually the best time to get upgrades here in training camp with that camp counselor ability on. What does it take here to get your multiplier up? I've never been this consistent. Do I actually have to hit bullseyes? This drill is hard enough just to hit the target. This is my best showing in history. And it's probably going to be a bronze still. Silver. That's a high score for me. Oh, there's a dev trait. Oh, come on. JJ Parsons just got a dev trait off a silver medal. Oh, boy. What does that mean? He wants to be the starter. He's proving it right now. At running back, this is Elijah Dunn getting this drill. Last year, he was a 21-year-old rookie, and when he had to play, there were some really good things. But I didn't give him a big workload. He ended the year with under 200 rushing yards. I don't like where that ended up. This season, I still view him as the RB2 to Quentin Whiteside, but he needs to get closer to 80 or 100 carries. And 300 to 400 yards, I'd think, would be ideal. Next year, Quentin Whiteside's going to be 27 years old, and he's going to start regressing. Dunn, meanwhile, is only 22. So, even with Cliff Pierman's ratings being a little bit better, Dunn's the guy we are developing, and Pierman is more one of our power backs that come off the bench. And a gold medal for him should get a pretty nice bundle of upgrades. He's got some speed, too. He has like 5 more speed than Quentin Whiteside. So I think his ceiling could honestly be higher. No dev trait for him. We have 2 developmental options I like a lot at receiver. Cole Bradford's a slot, and then Kevin Fulcher. Picked him up off of a practice squad last year when we got to week 1. That's going to be the best time for us to find new players that can really make an impact at this stage of the series. Fulcher, he stood out so much. He got the toughest matchup most of the time, and he was facing the likes of Christian Gonzalez and Trent McDuffie, and he wasn't making big plays on those guys, but he was giving us good enough looks where, like, yeah, I'll throw that slant. Fulcher has better position. He made a few catches on those guys, and then he closed the season on a 140-yard, 3-touchdown performance. So if he gets more of the snaps this season, I look his way more often because I trust him. Could he be our next 1,000-yard receiver? It'd just sure be nice to get him to star dev. A consolation prize would be getting some upgrades here from training camp. I really want to get this silver. Can I get a 400 this time? That was better. I've only had that dev trait increase, I think, happen twice. Left tackle Kyle McCann again gets this drill this season. And he's now a 76 overall. He's like a pure pass protecting left tackle. I think that with the upgrades I get here, I'm not going to go into pass protector. I want to try getting a little run blocking. Our pass rush made a lot of progress a year ago, and late in the season, I signed Chad Jennings here. So he only played a handful of games, but he still managed to get to 5 sacks, which is a milestone that gave him a bunch of extra experience. And he has the best power move rating on this roster. He's 25 years old, but maybe could still be a late breakout player because he's good at a very valuable skill. So he's going to get our training camp opportunity here, and this is about the smoothest that this drill has gone in this series. Oh, come on. Jordan Rivera doesn't really need the boost, and I might look at adding a 3rd or 4th linebacker still. But let's give him the boost now. I want to take a couple of our better players and see if we can get them closer to the 90s for overall, and try to get more big plays out of them in the simulating, and just have a couple superstars that are capable of changing a game for us. The way we win games is usually clawing and scratching our way through one-score contests. We have not won games very comfortably, and oftentimes it takes a turnover or something sudden, late. I'm doing so badly right now. Usually this drill goes really well because Quentin Whiteside doesn't have great speed, so I usually don't whiff 3 times in a row. But I think an elite linebacker in the middle of your defense has always been a huge advantage in Madden and CFB. And so many of my great defenses have had that star inside linebacker. And Rivera is ours in this series. All right, spending some of these upgrades. We'll get Markel Pearson to 73. And we'll go Improviser. He's also close to another upgrade. Break sack, 3 short accuracy. Gotta have that if you're going to be a starter. But how much more intrigue is there now with J.J. Parsons? He only needs 4,400 XP to get an upgrade now. He's a 67. We'll upgrade him to a 68. Deep accuracy, short accuracy. Let's go with an Improviser, now up to 69 overall, where he gets 2 medium, 2 under pressure. We'll go with a Field General. This one gets him deep accuracy, 1 mid, short, and under pressure. Deep accuracy is certainly lacking. Under pressure is just a 74, 85 throw power. So it's not just like an obvious thing to start J.J. Parsons, but he's more intriguing than he was 10 minutes ago. Here's a deep accuracy upgrade, or a strong arm, getting him 2 deep and 1 medium. Who are we going to play at quarterback? Whoever it is will have the chance to throw to Kevin Fulcher, Jeremy Blaylock, and Adonai Mitchell. That's got to be promising for your development. I think that's a pretty good trio. And you've got Brendan Rice in the slot. Good 3-point medium upgrade there for Fulcher. I was wanting that. 85 short and 82 medium now. Make him one of the more well-rounded receivers we have. And Kyle McCann out at left tackle. Let's see if we can get some run block finesse here. We're playing the Kyle Shanahan offense, so you'd anticipate more zone runs, where the run block finesse is more highlighted. This ain't fixing it a ton, but it makes him a slightly better run blocker than he was before. Elijah Dunn's going to come close to an 80 overall now. I want to see if he can develop the juke and spin to be anywhere close to Quentin Whiteside. They are good, but Whiteside sets a really high bar. What is his catching? It is a 67. I feel better if it was a 70, so I'm going to spend one here on a receiving back upgrade. Short route running, kind of useful, but not what I was looking for. Tyrell Matthews has a chance to become the first 90 overall player of the Montreal Snowhawks. He now has Superstar Dev, 93 man coverage, 85 zone, 85 press. And he's maybe the best high upside player on this roster. You know what we're doing here with Chad Jennings. We're going to dump it all into his power rusher and hope that he has the breakout season that builds upon what he was able to do in just a small sample of games last year. This improves his finesse moves as well, so maybe he's got a counter in there, another move he can unleash. Last year, 6.5 sacks, 20 tackles. That came on 162 downs played, guys. That is less than 3 full games worth of defense. And Jordan Rivera up to an 86. And he comes into this season at 26 years old. Excellent block shed, great tackler. He has some cover skill, but he is better against the run. Preseason for the first time in this series, because I need to see the quarterbacks. I'm not going to get to use all 3 with the starters here in this game, because the starters play just the first quarter. We don't even get the football first. And getting the start is Markel Pearson. He was our best quarterback a year ago and would have finished as the starter had he not gotten injured. So we'll throw a few passes here and just get a feel for this new playbook. Kevin Fulcher gets us started. So we're kind of stress testing some things here. What are the things he needs to do well? Throw outside the numbers. Fulcher just beat a superstar corner there, easily. Again to the air. We can throw it to him all day, I don't mind. Now play action. Looking for Fulcher. He cannot come up with it. Back to the air again. Ooh. Thought we had positioning, and then the defender broke it up. I super simmed us going for it. Wasn't expecting that. And to the outside, that's Rice now, and he gets us 13. Play action, he's open, and it's caught! That is Jeremy Blaylock, what a start. Markel Pearson puts on a show. That was with Micah Parsons in his face. And now it's going to be Max Wilbon's turn with this next possession. And we'll have him begin with a throw to Adonai Mitchell. He's throwing. Wide open is Jeremy Blaylock. Back to the air. Ooh, I threw it to the wrong guy. That's not on Max. We just blew a huge preseason lead. We lost the game 31-24. We were leading at halftime 24-7. So Max Wilbon got most of the pass attempts in this one. 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Pearson played well. Wilbon was accurate. Cole Bradford went off against the backups. All right, quickly into game 2, and we have J.J. Parsons getting a chance now at the starting offense. We're going to give everybody a turn. On the move and caught by Adonai Mitchell. What's most intriguing about Parsons here is how much play action is in the San Francisco playbook. His mobility is the best on the team. But is his accuracy going to be good enough? Let's get that one to Mitchell Evans. Already finding some plays I like within this playbook. I think this is going to be a good move. Over the middle. That's off the mark. And that's the kind of thing we can't afford. Jesse Bates nearly takes it to the house. Ooh, that's a touch throw. I'm going to say that's on me. Parsons has a better drive, though, in sim. I want to give all the quarterbacks a chance for me to play with them and then for them to also sim within the starting offense. Yeah, I'm liking this playbook a lot. I can tell it really emphasizes the running back in the passing game. There's a lot of motion. There are a lot of routes where we're trying to open up the running back for a big play through the air. And just the overall feel of running this offense so far is really good. And there are some good players on that Packers and this Falcons defense. And we're still moving the ball, you know, and playing our game. This is going to be Fulcher coming across. How about a touchdown? Heartbreaking preseason games here. Now we lost this game by 1. Parsons was mostly good. I think that inaccurate interception, though, that's going to be a really bad negative against him, and his accuracy ratings are the worst of the 3 quarterbacks. All right, we simmed through game 3, and here are the quarterback stats. Max Wilbon had 289 yards, 64% completion percentage. Markel Pearson, 280 and a 59% completion percentage. Wilbon had the best yards per attempt. Parsons had 3 interceptions. Overall, I don't see that anybody has run away with it. This was a good showing for Wilbon. Pearson played more in game 3. It did not go very well for him. He had an interception, only 42% completion percentage. So we'll see who it is as we now cut this roster down to get ready for the start of year 5. Last year, setting the 53-man roster was actually very difficult. We'll see if there are any tough cuts this year, as we'll put Mike Bullard, the rookie quarterback, on the practice squad. We're releasing running back Cliff Sherman. He's out of practice squad eligibility. I wish we could keep all the running backs, but we can't, especially when we're going to have a fullback on the roster this year. So Jarrell Hines, unfortunately, gets released. I was kind of intrigued with Brooks Brewer, but he's out of eligibility, and we have some other receivers who have risen up the depth chart a bit. Cole Bradford has definitely been pushing for a spot. I like Trey Hitchens as a backup tackle, but I think that we're going to have to put him on the practice squad where he should be there the entire year. Not sure we've seen the development from Santiago Ramirez, and we have some other edge rushers that are a little bit more intriguing, so we're actually going to be releasing him. All right, one of our tougher cuts here is going to be wide receiver Jimmy Clinton. I just think that we have 5 guys that I'd rather have on the team now going forward. That includes Cole Bradford and Victor Vega. Receiver's actually becoming one of our older positions, though. We have 2 27-year-old players and the 28-year-old slot receiver. And we'll see what you guys think of this cut, but I'm actually going to move off of tight end Mitchell Evans, who's actually been a pretty solid player for us, but I'd like to give Clifton Levy more playing time this season. And then I definitely want Manuel Cruz on roster, but Levy is a superstar dev tight end who's been on the team for a couple years, but he's really not a receiving guy whatsoever. A pure blocker, 6th offensive lineman essentially. And I feel like we'll find players similar to Mitchell Evans if we need another guy on a practice squad somewhere. So that initial 53 has been set. But of course, all the other teams have set their practice squads, and every season there are some players I want to add. This year, nobody's above a 77 overall. Here are the available quarterbacks. Not seeing much at the receiver position that I want to add. It looks like the roster is changing less this season than ever before, which makes the most sense. I mean, it's our newest season. We can't just keep adding players continuously when they're kind of capped in terms of their ceiling. But every now and then a player gets cut where you're like, wow, I wasn't expecting him to be available. Gotta say, Bryce Chamberlain, kind of one of those guys who was just flat out released. And we're going to sign him. We're going to cut one of the original offensive linemen, Emmett Stewart, to make room here. And we might have just added a potential starter, honestly. He's the same age as Jamison Dunlap at right tackle, but he's a better athlete. He's stronger with better awareness. He is weaker against power. Like, he's really bad against power, but he's much better against finesse, so take your pick. The better player on any given day is probably dependent on who the pass rushing matchup is, honestly. But he's good enough to at least be one of our top 3 tackles. We're going to make a trade for a linebacker now and bring in Emmett Hess, who I think will be a slight upgrade. Outside of our top 2 linebackers, it kind of is a thin position. So let's go get a star dev player then. And to make room, I think we're going to be releasing a running back. Jarquez Hunter has scored 7 touchdowns with the Snowhawks over 3 seasons, but he hasn't been used much, and clearly I have a preference to Whiteside and then Elijah Dunn, and Pierman is 6 overall better and a year younger. So we're going to go down to 3 running backs and a fullback. We're opening year 5 against the New England Patriots, and here is a look at our roster going into the new year. You'll see, I'm going to try Chamberlain at right tackle over Dunlap to see if he is an upgrade or not. But I'd be interested in playing both tackles and seeing what happens there. We're going to keep the center position the same with Jorge Quintana. One of the key ratings is run block finesse. Think about running inside zone. The center needs to, not screw that up. And his run block finesse is much better. And that's, often our short yardage play. So Lane Richmond, only 63 run block finesse. He's going to continue to be our backup. And at the quarterback position, decisions. And I think after the preseason, I didn't really have a strong feeling either way. We're going to start with Max Wilbon, our highest rated quarterback. See how the new scheme treats him. See how things play out on the new slider set with the increased accuracy. I mean, a guy with 94 accuracy shouldn't just be missing time and time again. The mobility is not the same. It's the worst on the team. So we'll have to see if it works and how it all sims. We're going to give Wilbon the chance to help this team get off to a strong start. And in the slots, I think to begin, we're still going to play Brendan Rice, but I see this role transitioning. He has the edge in a couple areas. He and Bradford are both 74s. Rice is still, I think, a better all-around receiver. Better route running, better catch in traffic. What gives the edge to Bradford, and why I think his overall is roughly the same, or it is the exact same, is that he's a better athlete. But his medium route running isn't as good. His spec catch isn't nearly as good. So we're pretty close to making a move here. I think, Bradford up to a 76. He is now 2 overall higher. Spec catch, short route running, deep route running. His time is coming. Here's the defense that looks an awful lot like the defense of a year ago. Not much has changed. But my breakout prediction for the year is going to be from defensive tackle Chad Jennings. He's developed really well in a very short time being on the team. He had 5.5 sacks last year, a couple more in the preseason. When he's on the field, he just simply produces. And he's going to get a chance this year to take on a very big role. He's going to take away some snaps from Matias Madrano. So that's our team. It hasn't changed a lot, but it has developed a good bit from last season. The offensive line is better. Hopefully the quarterback play is more stable. And I'd love to see our defense be even better than last year. And if that's the case, if this offense can also find a way to improve, we should add on to our win total. Before we get started, here are the career stats for everybody on our roster. We'll see if we can find some answers and stability at the quarterback position. We need it. Quentin Whiteside has over 2,000 rushing yards, 19 rushing touchdowns. Adonai Mitchell, almost 5,000 career receiving yards, 21 touchdowns. Brendan Rice has been very good, and Jeremy Blaylock has over 200 career receptions. On defense, Jordan Rivera has 595 tackles. He's one of the starters that's been on this team every year of the series. Xavier Thomas, 35 sacks. Matias Madrano, 32. And the interception leader, Azareye'h Thomas, 7 picks, 31 deflections. And we'll take the field to start year 5. Our defense is rated an 83. The offense is a 79. Let's go shock the world this season. And it begins in rainy Foxborough. We've seen this team many times. We face the New England Patriots. Here comes the defense to begin the season. Year 5 is underway. It's a clean slate. Looking for a strong start to the year, which we have not enjoyed since season 1. Starting 3-3 did not prepare me at all for what was going to happen afterwards in the series. If we can start 3-3 today, I'm throwing a party. Running inside, here is Travion Henderson. We've improved massively against the run, but the elite running backs are still far too much for us to deal with usually. Ashton Genty had over $150 against us a year ago. James Cook always has some good plays and big runs off of us. This is 3rd and 2. Travion Henderson is not going to get there, and the season opens on a 3-and-out. Back deep is Cole Bradford, handling punt returns again this season. Should also get some chances at receiver as Max Wilbon now makes his 5th opening game start. I really didn't think we'd end up here again. Felt pretty good in the preseason. Pearson ended on a stinker. That was like a really good chance for him to maybe solidify it. And he went like 6 for 14 with a pick. Got to make a decision somehow, and we're going to open with Max Wilbon. And right away, we got Delonte Parham in the game, and I got to call a timeout because I didn't get a play called in time. We have not been using a fullback in this series, so that's a fun wrinkle we add with Delonte Parham. And the first play is going to be a draw. Quentin Whiteside off a lead block from the new fullback. Gets 9. from the 43-yard line. This is a play fake, and Whiteside makes his first catch of the year. It's a 9-yard gain. You started the season so poorly last year. I want to erase that memory as quick as we can. And there goes Whiteside, taken off all the way. It's a touchdown on the opening possession. The offense runs through Quentin Whiteside to start the year. 48-yard score, getting real comfortable here with a fullback on the field. How about Chamberlain there? He holds his block. We got Fulcher throwing a nice one. Parham leads. Yeah, good fullback can make a difference, guys. Also, safety's taking bad angles too. Elijah Dunn is in the game to begin this possession, and he'll take off again, bounce off the safety, and fall forward. I also love some of the built-in motion with this playbook, like Blaylock here. In motion into the flat, and we're going to get him a first down. He breaks a tackle. He's got to be the George Kittle in this offense. Whiteside back in the game, bounces off first contact. He's to midfield. How about this start running the football? Jarrell Hines in the game. Oh my. Just had a lineman get taken out, but defender still wasn't able to make a play. So that's a good block in my book. We got 7 yards on first down. And now a little play action, getting out of the pocket and on the move. It's Wilbon on target to Kevin Fulcher. For our abilities in this game, I still have a bunch tied to development from the preseason. I have an ability on that improves our run blocking, or our pass blocking. And I have one that improves our defensive tackle pass rushing. Here's a catch for Kevin Fulcher. Gain of 9. We run ahead, and that fullback, man, Delonte Parham. Maybe it's nice to have a nice fullback who can get to that spot a little bit quicker. And so much of the running game is about angles and timing when you get that block. And the faster you can do it, oftentimes, the better. Second down and 5. Off the fake, Wilbon behind his target. That was an opportunity. The goal in this series was to never have the quarterback have to be the star. I wanted the quarterback to just manage the game and let everything else decide, you know, who's going to win. Up top for Blaylock, and it's incomplete. So we need our quarterback, whoever it ends up being all year, to hit the throws that are there, not make big mistakes. It's also on me to not throw back-breaking interceptions, which has happened a couple times before, okay? Has there really been that many, though? I don't think so. 3rd and 10 for the Patriots now. They're trying to answer a 10-0 start. Drake May in the pocket has time. Going deep. He is unable to make the play. That was great coverage by Emmett Barnes. Now, we also need our quarterback to play well in the simulating. That's a big part of the series. I'm not going to play, I don't want to play every opening drive or be responsible for every positive thing on the offense. First of all, I'm not good enough to do that. So the QB's got to do something here in simming. We're moving the ball for our 3rd straight possession into Patriot territory. Blaylock first down, all the way inside the 10, Adonai Mitchell. Can they cap it off now? 3rd and goal. Not quite. 4th and goal. Field goal. And we have hit the 2-minute warning. Montreal dominating New England 13-0. Okay, this is wide open. Okay, Whiteside by himself. That cornerback had me a little confused at the start, and it's a touchdown. He was a little out of position, and on top of that, they sent him. Might be a conflict because we have the running back out wide and not a receiver. So the cornerback here, and he was like, it looked like he was gesturing for the call, like he couldn't hear it or something. When he blitzes, it's go time. Wide open, Whiteside, and we lead this game, everybody. It is Montreal 20, New England 0. The streak of getting our possessions into Patriot territory continues. We do have some negatives in here, and then recover all of it. Max Wilbon is having himself a very nice return to the starting lineup. Touchdown, Montreal. Kevin Fulcher. Have we ever led a game by 27 points? Who is this team that has showed up here today? The Patriots. Can't believe it, man. On the road, we bring in this new offensive scheme, hit the ground running. Drake May, he is going to find Travion Henderson, get the first down. And it's really nice to see how well we've played through the simulating. Want to give you guys a little bit more defense in this episode. I felt like it was our best year of defensive play, but I didn't really give you guys a lot of defensive highlights. I didn't play enough for it to really happen. Felt like there were better plays in the previous years. That could be open. Don't think so, actually. That's Artie Barlow on the hit. So we've already seen the safeties, the two starters, make big plays down the field. 3rd down and 5 for Drake May. This one is somehow caught. And Azareye'h Thomas was right there. But that's okay. If they're having to make plays, and it's that degree of difficulty that gets it done. Another great play from safety Emmett Barnes. You're going to be just fine if they got to make the tough plays to get anywhere. On the outside, that is a first down. They attack Isaiah Parks, who is our 4th cornerback. Finally found a matchup that works. Here's Drake May out of the pocket and out of time. On the carry, Travion Henderson will get the Patriots on the board as they attempt to erase a 27-0 deficit. We're across midfield again with that 3rd down conversion. Let's jump in. The play action in this offense is awesome, and a lot of it highlights Jeremy Blaylock. We're going to go play action. Oh boy, that could have been bad. Let's try a run and get done to the edge. There's space. Bouncing off first contact. Again, play action. Separating. Mitchell on the catch. He's inside the 5. 1st and goal. Inside give. They were more than prepared on Delonte Parham's first career touch. Cliff Pierman here in the game. He's getting the power opportunity. Good block. Touchdown. I'm telling you, Delonte Parham has made a difference in this game. This guy can block. Hey, that's what I'm doing. Interception. All right, Patriots scored a touchdown. They get the football back now. Maybe the only mistake made by Max Wilbon today, but with 5 and change left, it's a 20-point game. This is Uncharted Territory. Downfield, broken up, Azareye'h Thomas. We've built up this secondary, and when we're on the field seeing how they play, you can tell that we have some difference makers. Trying to put the Patriots away. Drake May's going to go deep. He's got single coverage, and that's batted. Knocked away by Matthias. 4th and 6. Patriots need this and then some. Drake May flushed. Outruns the edge and gets a first down. Got some of our more athletic edges in the game now. It's first down New England to the outside. And Henderson held to under 4 yards a carry. 3rd down and 7. Off play action. May throws. Tipped a couple times. 2 Snowhawks got hands on that football. And one of them was Isaiah Parks. Trying to make a week 1 statement. Another fake. They pick up the pressure. That is batted away. What a game for the safeties, man. Artie Barlow gets a hand on it. The only sliders I adjusted ahead of this episode were the QB accuracy. That's just how good this secondary is. I mean, all we had to do was play a little bit better offense to let the defense shine. You know, watching football, how many bad Browns teams or Jets teams had really good defenses? It's not like you can actually celebrate them when their offenses are scoring 16 points a game, and we were no different. No different. When you're constantly turning the football over, not getting first down, so you're kicking, from your own 15-yard line, losing field position. It impacts what the defense can do. Sometimes you have to have at least an average offense before that defense really shines, but we knew the potential was there. Wilbon's got his man. It's Brendan Rice. And Max has, I think, put in a very strong week one. He did have one turnover, but at least in this case, he did a lot of positive beforehand. I'm not sure that we have played a better game in the trenches in this series. And you'll notice the Patriots have no star power along their defensive line. We're not facing an elite edge rusher like we did in week one last year. We had to face, like Max Crosby and Quinnen Williams on the same side. Oh my, I just threw a pick six on a screen pass. Why did I do that? That wasn't Wilbon's fault. All right, we're getting the ball. Thank you, Cole Bradford. But now the Patriots will probably end up using their timeouts. And Pearman goes straight ahead. He's shoved forward to the 27. I have a feeling Delonte Parham's going to be seeing a lot of snaps this year. And that is a first down. Cliff Pearman will put this one to an end. And for just the second time in the entire franchise, we have won in week one. 34-21, Montreal with a statement-making win. One of our most impressive of the 5-year journey. Wilbon, 275 yards. Very good day. 2 interceptions. Wish I could have avoided that pick six. Sometimes you just overlook that there could be an edge rusher there in the way that usually isn't. Whiteside, $113. It took him ages to get a game like this last year. 40 yards for Elijah Dunn. Pearman had 9 carries for 51. And through the air, Adonai Mitchell, 6 grabs. 6 also for Jeremy Blaylock. Fulcher, 4 for 40. Whiteside, 69 yards and the touchdown catch. Surprisingly, no sacks and no interceptions, but our defense was still dominant. 3 pass breakups for Artie Barlow, 2 for Emmett Barnes. And that is just the start of Season 5, everybody. I cannot wait to go through the rest of this. We're going to keep using the same abilities that worked out well for us last game, and we're also going to be able to add on another one here, Move the Chains, as we now have Camp Counselor out of the loadout. Here is an upgrade for Manuel Cruz, who is getting more snaps this season as a second-year tight end. Really good hands, solid speed, still some work to do, but I think he has a chance to develop into a pretty solid player for us. Philip Truman next, as he is the backup left guard. If there is an injury, at the very least, we have an excellent pass protector ready to go. And now we find out if that week 1 performance was a fluke or a sign that this team is ready to compete here in Season 5. Maybe for a playoff spot, maybe to just be so much more competitive than the first 4 seasons were. Now we get Green Bay, a team I thought we looked pretty good against in the preseason. Packers go 3-and-out on their opening drive, not getting a single yard. Now, the Patriots didn't have a lot of star power on their defense. The Packers should be a bit different. Micah Parsons, for instance, is on the defense. And Edgerrin Cooper, really good player, gets a fumble recovery, but then the pass gets intercepted. Next play by Emmett Barnes. It's followed up by a Max Wilbon to Brendan Rice touchdown, and the party is underway. Javier Villa gets a sack, another stop for this defense that looks unbelievable. Oh, come on. Micah Parsons gets a sack 2 plays later, intercepted, ball at the 4. That's where Wilbaugh needs to stop hurting the team. He just did it again the next throw. No way that says 4 turnovers. I know we have 3 already in the first quarter. Easiest way to squander a promising start. Good touchdown run now for Green Bay. Now let's jump in now. It is a 14-10 game. Packers have capitalized on a couple mistakes. And here is Whiteside now to get us a first down to the 45. Play action, it's out, and Fulcher should have caught it. On the carry, Whiteside again, got Mitchell out in front to get the safety. Another first down. Heading to the right, here's space again, Whiteside right up the middle, down to the 2. The right side is our best side of the line when it comes to run blocking. And you've got Delonte Parham now at fullback, helping again take care of a linebacker. Elijah Dunn checks in and breaks a couple tackles as he breaks the plane to retake the lead for Montreal. A Josh Sanchez 55-yard field goal gives us a 6-point lead in the second half. Here's a good opportunity for us to jump in with the defense and try to protect this lead. Jordan Love's having a tough time. The Packers haven't moved the ball. Unless they get a short field, they've just been stuck. So here's a run to the outside that gets them 9. I'm looking forward to every third down with this defense. Here's Jordan Love, and that is going to be, I guess, a first. On the carry, there's room for Price. He cuts it out to midfield and then goes down. I don't think he got that. That was a sneak from Jordan Love. And it is 4th down. They'll come out now with a couple receivers. And it's a pass. Love, he's got him. And the drive continues. Tucker Kraft. Off play action, Love down the middle, and this one's hauled in at the 4. Madrano too strong. Jordan Love, 3rd down, gets some air under it, and we're lucky there that Parks was in the area. 4th and goal, Green Bay's going. They will run, and they will not get it. Tyreek Price is stopped. And that was out of a dime defense, too. We only had 1 linebacker in the game. Man, this defense has come so far. We got to get away from the end zone now. Whiteside gets us across the 20. He bursts out to the 31-yard line. Good move. Whiteside has the first down and 13 more. That's back-to-back 100-yard games to open the year. Well, we're doing a lot of things right here. This is going to be Adonai Mitchell unable to hold on to it. Packers send some pressure, and here is another one off the arm. Why is this happening so much? We start the 4th quarter with the lead. Green Bay, though, only down 6. Sacked by Kurt Daniels, a safety blitz? Those are pretty rare in Super Sim. That's what I'm talking about. Use the fullback in Sim. This playbook fits our personnel so well. Delonte Parham in that Kyle Juszczyk role. Here is Micah Parsons taking care of Quentin Whiteside. If we can go up 2 scores, going to be hard for Green Bay to come back. We'll head to the air here on 2nd down. Nice catch. Adonai Mitchell. Look how much they're committing to try to stop the run here. We're going to throw it. Fulcher. We'll put that cornerback in that situation anytime we can. Gain of 7. Running inside. That's Elijah Dunn. First down. It's a fake, and here's Parsons. The ball is out. Quay Walker all the way back. Without turnovers, they'd have nothing, and they've taken the lead. You cannot have that. And we trail with 5.5 to go, looking for a 2-0 start. Here's Elijah Dunn. He's to the 50 and brought down in Green Bay territory. Running again with Dunn. He angles outside, gets 10 plus. 15-yard pickup. And there isn't much different between the running infrastructure this year versus last. Same running backs. Mostly the same offensive line. The scheme is different, but we're just so much better on the ground. And I thought we were really good in year 3. We were just awful in year 4. We're in field goal range. Don't want to just be content with that, as Mitchell's got it, first down. 2nd down and 7. That's Cruz in motion. Running left, and Pierman gets nothing. Parham's the motion man. Pass caught. Fulcher close. They give it to him. 1st and goal, Montreal. I just love the route concepts in this playbook. This really fits what I like to do. A lot of levels and high-low stuff. And I like concentrating a lot of the routes to the same parts of the field because you can see more at once. So we use a timeout at 1:16 left. Ran the play clock down. Didn't have a play called in yet, so we're going to, from the 9, give it to Quentin Whiteside. He's off tackle and hit from behind by Parsons, and now the Packers are going to use their timeouts. Sometimes I like to change the formation or flip the play so that what I'm trying to look at is on the same side as the best pass rusher. So I don't have to worry about him out of the corner of my eye. Touchdown! Jeremy Blaylock! Montreal on top. I can't focus on that route on the other side if Micah Parsons is on the opposite. We're going to look him right in the eye and throw it over his head. And now to try and go up 7. It is caught by Blaylock. Beautiful concept again. Thank you, Kyle Shanahan. 1:05 left to go. Green Bay trying to force overtime. Jordan Love near side. There ain't much there. Packers empty. They'll get Matthew Golden outside. That's a 1st down. I'm going to call a timeout. I know a lot of what they do down here can be a little bit more like 4 vertical oriented. Thinking about some of those games last year that got away from us. 58 seconds left to go. And Jordan Love is under pressure. Chad Jennings! 2nd sack of the game. Here's Jordan Love. Chased down by Xavier Thomas. Unleashing the Snowhawks pass rush in the final minutes. Why isn't the clock moving? 3rd and 20. Love. Nothing's there. Out of bounds. And we just need to make one more play. Kurt Daniels checks in as the 3rd safety. We bring 3. Love. Open and out of bounds. He doesn't get there. A couple yards shy, and Montreal takes over. And we are officially 2-0 for the very first time. What a start. You turn the ball over 3 times in the 1st quarter. Have a fumble return for a touchdown late in the 4th. And we still win by 7. If we can make that many mistakes and win games, that's not the mark of a 9-win team. That's the mark of something greater. However, if you keep making those same mistakes, eventually it will catch up with you. Wilbon, 250, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not too different from his first game. Whiteside, $109. Elijah Dunn, 47 yards. Through the air, we go Adonai Mitchell's way for 6 catches. Fulcher had 6. Just the 2 catches for Jeremy Blaylock, but a very big one, the game-winning touchdown. How about the pass rush, guys? From the edge, the safeties, you got the interior, Chad Jennings, Emmett Barnes. The safeties, to me, are playing out of their minds. And not only is that 2 wins in a row, but we've scored 30 plus. That's about double what we were scoring a game a year ago. Again, if you'd like to double check what the slider set is, I haven't changed anything other than quarterback accuracy from last year. The team is simply playing better with a much better scheme. I think this scheme is making a huge difference. I liked the Ben Johnson playbook at first, but this one's so much better. Kevin Fulcher, deep threat archetype. Medium route running, spec catch, awareness. I know we're using a boost to artificially inflate some of these ratings, but man, he is a really complete, talented receiver. Still at home in front of a packed house, it's the Seahawks and the Snowhawks going to battle as we try to get our 3rd straight victory. Snowhawks putting together a good possession here in the first. That's 13 to Adonai Mitchell. Fulcher for 16. How about a Max Wilbon rushing touchdown? Good drive in response by Seattle. They will get a rushing score. We march right down and score again. Wilbon to Mitchell. And let's join the action now. It's the 3rd quarter. 14-7, week 3. Lower scoring game. We go up the middle, and this is Whiteside. No stars along the defensive line for Seattle. Here is Whiteside, only 2 yards. Like, route concepts like this, I haven't seen anywhere else in the game. I just love that on this right side, you have routes that attack all 3 levels. Now, I got to get the snap off in time. And it's man coverage. Whiteside on a pass behind him, can't hold on. No way. 72-yard touchdown. Those randomly sim a couple times a year. There's Mike McDonald. Let's do this. Seattle 14, Montreal 14. Here is Sam Darnold on a throw to Kenneth Walker. 5-yard gain. Seattle facing 3rd down. Darnold underneath. That's JSN. 1st down. That's a fake. Darnold steps up. Wide open JSN. This is Kenneth Walker. He's got space. Heading to the 10. Oh, what a hit. Emmett Barnes. I don't think I've seen him do that before. Got some new edge rushers in the game, but from the 8, Darnold. Ooh, good catch, JSN. Kenneth Walker. Inside, touchdown, Seattle. Really happy for him to be the Super Bowl MVP, by the way. I'm a big Kenneth Walker fan. Liked him when he was at Michigan State. You know, he's one of the running backs that caught my eye. There have been many. Elijah Dunn. That's a lot of room. He's across the 50. And this run back will give us a short field to try and respond. So we haven't moved the ball nearly as well. Seattle's defense doesn't have the star power along the line, but they have slowed us down. And from the little bit that I've played, they have actually been tougher to run on. We're going to take this to the left, and they got Whiteside. 3rd down and 7. We want Blaylock, and the pass is off the mark. We draw the penalty, though. This is a play action. Oh, man. I think I got confused on Blaylock's route. I didn't think he was just going to stop right there. I thought he was going to keep going a bit. Jennings on the pressure. Darnold is sacked. Jennings should really get an assist for that. Javier Villa does make the play. 3rd down and 13. To again bail out the offense, and my bad interception. Here's Darnold. He fires. Incomplete. Azarie Thomas was there. Returnable. Bradford couldn't squeeze through. Not bad, though. Want to make sure we get more snaps for number 3. Weird number for a tight end. That's Clifton Levy, the blocker. And, man, that was not clean. So with Levy and also fullback Parham in the game, that's a lot of extra run blocking talent for us. That's why I'm playing so much offset I and I formation. From the 44. Give me a good throw here. Caught, Mitchell. 1st down. That's a 100-yard day. On 2nd down and 10. Out in front. Not a clean route there. Here is 3rd and 10. Back to pass, and down goes Wilbon. That was pretty good coverage, and we're not going to go for it on a 4th and 20. We're still going to need a touchdown regardless. But we're going to go and get this to a 4-point game. Hot start for the Snowhawks, but we have a lot of work to do in the final 3 minutes to stay unbeaten. Here's Kenneth Walker right up the middle, and he gets the first. Off the fake. That's a good pickup as we will hit the 2-minute warning. 2 running backs on the field. And Seattle will throw it outside. That's going to be trouble, though, and a loss of 1. Seattle has a chance to end the game. They're going to put Kenneth Walker out. And it is 3rd and 4. Downfield, they got us. Tyrell Matthews is beat. Touchdown, Seahawks. Yeah, I changed our call there. I don't think it would have really changed much, because either way, this was going to be one-on-one for Tyrell Matthews, and it wasn't press. He just lets them run by him. That's bad. Tough week here for Montreal. Deep on 4th down. No to Kevin Fulcher. And that's going to be a Seattle win. Our first loss of Season 5. Another winnable game against a good team. But we just didn't do quite enough there at the end. Wilbon, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. That was mine. And then we did not run the ball as well in this game. Very different when you're not getting 100-plus yards from your running back. Mitchell, he went over 100. But we need to run the football, I think, for our formula to really work. This week, we've got the Tennessee Titans. Finishing the first 4 games, trying to get a 3-1 start. We do not score first, as Bo Nix leads the Titans right down the field. Interception. It was Wilbon again, short field, gift wrapped to Tennessee, and we just got a turnover on downs, forced at the 1-yard line. Another goal line stand. However, Tennessee's next drive is a touchdown. And now we got a pick. Artie Barlow at safety. The safeties are the star of the defense right now. 2nd down and 13. Next, Wilbon heading to the air. Not enough time. Man, Rice was open. Going to the air, and that's going to be a little late. And then Sanchez ends up missing a field goal from inside 40. For the second straight week, the offense isn't matching those expectations created by the first 2 games. We do get a touchdown finally with Adonai Mitchell, but we've also just struggled more defensively in this game. And after winning our first 2, we drop our next 2. Bo Nix, 3 touchdowns. Wilbon, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Certainly not a stellar game from him. And again, we do not run the football well. 10 for 20 with Quentin Whiteside. We've got to get that run game going. 3 new injuries? I've never seen that before. Sometimes it's 2, usually 1. 3 new injuries. Madrano, Newton, Quintana. Oh man, the interior of our lines just got destroyed. You can't be serious. A team cannot lose both defensive tackles like that. Not in this situation, man. Chad Jennings. Yeah, he's going to have to be ready. Ramon Torres, Ben Ventura. And then you talk about, the run game struggling the last 2 weeks, and now you've got to replace the center. I have Lane Richmond. He can play, but he ain't going to give us the same presence in the run game. A lot of guys are going to have to step up now. Kyle McCann gets an agile upgrade, getting that run blocking a little bit more improved, and he's still just 23. He's got a nice ceiling, especially when we can use these coachability boosts to make his ratings significantly better. So we're going to find out just how important these 3 players are to our success. Lane Richmond gets his first start at center, and I know Chad Jennings can get after the quarterback, but is our run defense about to take a massive hit? Who are the real Snowhawks this year? The team that showed up in the first 2 games or the second 2? Man, I really hope we can get back to that form from the first couple weeks. That was some of the most refreshing football we've played. But let's try to get this offense to a better start. We're going to get the ball with Elijah Dunn. He takes the kick return and brings us up to the 24. Here's Max Wilbon. I think he's been all right so far. Too many turnovers, that's for sure. He has an interception in every game. So here is 1st and 10, starting with a white side run. It's a gain of 1. 2nd and 9, and we're going to hit Jeremy Blaylock now, and you're going to have to work harder to tackle him. And look how they sell out here when it's more of a running situation. 3rd down and 1. Blaylock motions out. No way! He bats that down. Drive number 2 for Montreal. Getting a play action pass, developing down the field, and Wilbon's going to get us about 5. It's Whiteside, and he gets a first down. Over 100 yards in each of the first 2 games, and then like 50 in the next 2 combined. Rolling right again. That was nasty. This formation has a fullback, and we're in the shotgun. How awesome is that? Well, not too awesome there. Here is Wilbon, and he's hit. Pressured too quick. Big touchdown there. Looks like a 37-yarder for the Bears. And again, rough start for our Snowhawks. Ooh, this drive might have some hope. We're getting beat up a little bit on the left side. So we're going to come out now with Parham in the game. Straight ahead. Gives us a block. Quentin Whiteside's inside the 5. Trying again. And Mitchell, can't make the catch. 3rd down and goal. Blaylock, he can't catch it either. Things have felt so much more difficult the last few weeks. Big pass, Adonai Mitchell. But I'm not seeing the rushing success. We're seeing the exact opposite. Now another sack. Here in a 2-minute drill, Montreal. It is caught by Brendan Rice. We're going over the middle. There is Fulcher. Good catch. Back to the air again. Wilbon puts it on Mitchell. He's got it. Over the middle, Victor Vega. Haven't forgotten about him. Would actually like to see him get subbed in on some of these formations. Bears protecting short, or deep rather. It's Blaylock. And this one's put up. It is incomplete for Victor Vega. Maybe one more chance here to the end zone. And it's not there. So we'll kick another field goal. At least the defense has kept this one pretty close. Kick is good. Interception, Azarie Thomas. And a 36-yard touchdown, Adonai Mitchell. That's more like it. Here's the defense now, and the tackle's made by Jordan Rivera. Another inside give. Ventura, the rookie, is there. All new personnel inside. 3rd down and 5 now coming up for Chicago. And Caleb Williams is looking deep. He's got single coverage, and it's caught! Tyrell Matthews had position but could not find the ball. As we move forward in the 4th quarter, Chicago leads by 7. The Luther Burden touchdown. A huge play for them as Whiteside gets 2. Here's a throw for Kevin Fulcher, wide open. 3rd down. That's caught by Quentin Whiteside. We're going to get Clifton Levy over on that left side this time. He does a much better job than McCann was, and it's a gain of 7. 2 tight ends and a fullback on the right side. We head that way. Nice blocking. Touchdown. It's Cliff Pierman. So, with our defense down, a couple key starters that have been here for a long time. How do we manage? Not well in this case. It's a 21-yard run for Willie Reed. A draw for Reed, and that is going to be 9 more. Nice call. 3rd down and 1. Didn't get there. 4th and inches. And the Bears are going to prioritize kicking. Chicago, 56-yard try. It's good. Bears lead by 3. Over the middle, that is Kevin Fulcher. We've got some work to do. Wilbon's at 260 yards with a sub 50% completion percentage. It's never really been his game. Here's a screen. Oh, man. Whiteside gets destroyed. 3rd down and incomplete for Fulcher. You could try to just trust your defense here, but with 4 minutes to go, we're going to leave the offense on. We're going for it. 4th down. Wilbon in the game. I don't even know what I'm doing there. They play man coverage and didn't like the short stuff. So now we got to hold them to a field goal try. Under 4 minutes left to go. Good tackle. That's Villa. And now we're going to have to make a play against Caleb Williams. It's a 4-man rush. Williams off his spot, takes off and gets it. He's all the way to the 10. Brought down at the 7. On the run. Touchdown, Chicago. And we are on the verge of a 3rd straight defeat. That 2-0 start feels like an eternity ago. 30-20, Chicago gives us another loss. Again, we're not getting stellar play from Max Wilbon, but I'm not really playing that well myself on the field with him, so not sure what the solution is there besides just playing better. Last season, we beat Miami twice, but they're now off to a 4-1 start. They're playing great football all around with the best rushing attack in the league. Against our defense that's now missing our 2 best run defenders in the middle. Just scoring first would be big, it feels, after these 3 straight losses. We'll get Whiteside up the middle, angling away from the safety who eventually outruns him. It's one of our better runs in a couple weeks. To the air on 2nd and 13. Too high for Blaylock, but a penalty. Heading to the right side, Elijah Dunn has 9. And to the end zone. No way he picked that. There's no way. Dolphins have it again. Looking for Kevin Fulcher. Clark Phillips took it. But why is Joe Burrow the quarterback? They drafted a superstar. When did this happen? Burrow from the 5. Up the middle into Matthias. Not much there. Is Mike Robertson still on this team? He is. And now he's the best backup in the game. Well, last year Robertson got hurt and they realized their backup quarterback wasn't the solution. We beat him once. And they decided now they were going to have the best backup in the league. There's a missed tackle and Florence is off to the races. Yep, 94-yard rushing touchdown for the Miami Dolphins. We need Madrano and Newton back immediately. But at least we've moved the ball on the first couple drives of the day. We'll get a field goal. I gotta stop throwing interceptions. I'm jumping in. I'm going for it here, guys. Blaylock just had one for 27. And now from the 36, we're going to take it off tackle with Whiteside. 3rd down. Looking for Fulcher. Bouncing off that tackler, and he gets the first. Blaylock is the motion man. Elijah Dunn's got it now, and he has a first. On the carry, Elijah Dunn lost the football, and the Dolphins recover inside the 10. Another brutal turnover. Miami trying to run again. Oh, what a move by Florence, and then a stiff arm. This guy is ridiculous. Burrow fakes. Feeling pressure, wide open. That's Jalen Waddle. 3rd down and 11 now for the Dolphins. Trying to get Burrow off the field, but we can't get any pressure. Trying to finally end this drive. 3rd and 2, and they make the play again. Goal to go. On 2nd and goal, that's a touchdown for Florence. So a 94-yard score and then like a 94-yard touchdown drive. We just got a safety. This time we pinned him deep and the defense puts points on the board. It's 14-5. Blaylock is the motion man, and this is Kevin Fulcher slipping a tackle, and out of bounds he goes. We're going to look to throw, and Fulcher has it. He's got blocks getting set up, and he's making a habit out of making that first man miss. The carry is to Whiteside, and here's some space to work with. We'll take that. Touchdown, Montreal. Miami quickly answers with a touchdown of their own. 26 yards there to Blaylock. Wilbon is keeping us in the game here. On the counter, and Whiteside spins through to 7 yards. On the run, Whiteside again to the 13. 21-12. We'll get it to Mitchell now, and that is 11 more. To the outside goes Cliff Pierman. These stretches are opening up better than they ever have. Come on, defense. Waiting to see some big plays from this team again. The first 2 weeks were spectacular. Deep drop now for Joe Burrow, and he's got a man coming across. They'll run straight ahead, and Florence broke a tackle. He's to midfield. Now a $162. Press coverage, 3rd and 2. Here's Jalen Waddle. Play action. No, they actually handed it off. I thought it was going to be a fake. Well, that's a stop. Oh, are you kidding me? You just pulled that out? So we've got to get out of the shadow of our own goalposts. And we'll run out of the goal line set. Cliff Pierman bounces off, getting the first down. Good block. Here's Whiteside. Can he make a man miss? Not this time. But Parham led the way. Parham, another good block to clear out a linebacker. Like, it's the linebackers that have wrecked the running game so much this year with how aggressive they attack downhill. And you need someone that can get a piece of them. And Parham is our guy. And he's going to not have a chance here because another one gets knocked down. Now they put 5 across the line, just like I did on that last possession. Third down, and Whiteside does not get it. Unlike the Chicago game, we're going to punt in this situation. Man, that was a booming kick. I wasn't expecting it to go that far. Florence Smith, TFL. Third down and 6. Trying to stop this drive quickly. They got it. They fake it. Burrow outside, and that is a great hands catch. Under 4 minutes to go, and a big tackle by Matthias. Burrow's throwing, and we just aren't able to make a play on the ball today. Jalen Waddle's too fast. And we go inside 3 minutes. Gonna have to begin to use our timeouts. As the Dolphins will hand this one. No, keep it with Burrow. Do that again. It's going to be on the secondary to try and make a play for us. Third down. We're blitzing Burrow. He's given time, and he's going deep. One-on-one. Caught. Touchdown. Azareye'h Thomas doesn't have the deep speed to keep up. And the Dolphins extend their lead. They picked up all the pressure we sent. They just had an answer for everything on that possession. Well, 2 timeouts, a minute 50. Not looking good. Here's a throw to Fulcher and a gain of 11. My plan here is to try to speed run a field goal so we can try to maybe have a chance to get the ball back without needing an onside kick. Not sure our chances are great. So many passes are getting knocked down. 4th down and 8. And incomplete. So this game is over. It's going to be our 4th consecutive loss. What a fall from that high of the first 2 games. Dominating with the offense. The defense was all over receivers. We weren't giving up anything downfield. And now the last 4 weeks, everything's different. I really wanted to believe after those first 2 games that we were officially, a team that could go and dominate. But here is reality. Suddenly our defense has allowed 27 plus over our last 4, but also we haven't held a team under 21 yet. And I know our defense is capable. But we're not at full strength right now. We should be getting Newton, Medrano, and Quintana back relatively soon, but unfortunately there's no bye week here. And one thing I'm noticing is that the upgrades are showing up a lot less frequently. The core of our team now has 4 or 5 years experience, sometimes more. So they may get 1 or 2 upgrades a season in the case of like Adonai Mitchell. These players are kind of maxed out. We've had some success against the Bills in the last couple years, and we could really use back on track performance. We're going to jump ahead to the 4th quarter, and how about this? It's 21-10 Montreal. Again, we're going to highlight the defense. I wanted to show them off more in this episode, and they haven't been phenomenal these last few weeks. So let's see if we can protect an 11-point lead from Josh Allen. Josh Allen over the middle. Ooh, the stiff arm is nasty. So Allen hasn't had a huge day. He's still under 200 yards passing. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. They're going to fake this, and Allen goes down. It's not a sack. Guess it was a designed running play. Some sort of bootleg. I don't know. 2nd down and 17. And Allen's pass is caught by Kincaid. Allen, 3rd down, vertical shot. Matthews is tested. Knocked away. Running with Whiteside, and the safety Bishop is able to slow him down. Whiteside near 500 rushing yards on the season. He's on pace for our first 1,000-yard rushing year. This is going to be a penalty on us, wiping out this Brendan Rice 1st down. I've never gotten called for an eligible man downfield because a guard went too far on a play action like that. I guess, yeah, this engagement went downfield. That's just kind of strange to end up there. Mitchell keeps his balance. 1st down. Mitchell's at 518 yards on the season. And here is Elijah Dunn. Good run. A play action pass. Open and caught by Mitchell again to the 20 and beyond. Putting all our blockers on the field. 2nd and 7. Now Pierman bounces it to the end zone. Another score. I feel pretty good up 18 in this spot, and that coverage is really good. I think the Bills have just like one standout pass catcher. Allen is in trouble and gets out of it, and he has room now across midfield. Allen over the middle. Thomas was right there, couldn't knock it down. Touchdown, Josh Allen. Now a 2-score game. Onside attempt, and Bradford just falls on it. We're going to throw here on 3rd down. That was Clifton Levy on the reception. One of his first career catches. And we're going to look to go for it now on 4th and inches. And Wilbon gets us the first. This is how slow the meter moves now for Josh Sanchez, by the way. So if there's ever like a long kick, you're wondering if it's maybe too risky. Because that meter moves so slowly, I'm guessing at a certain like accuracy or some threshold that it slows down like that. So those longer kicks wouldn't be as concerning. We hold on. We snap the losing streak and now have 3 wins on the season. We're 3-4. We're trying to win at least 7 games this year, although I'd be much happier if we could get to a winning record and have at least 9. We keep Josh Allen from having a big day. Wilbon doesn't turn the football over, and we did a fine enough job on the ground. Rivera had an interception. We had some sack production here from Ramon Torres, Chad Jennings. All 3 are now week to week, so likely returning after one more game against Jacksonville. So far, we've played 7 games, and Max Wilbon has 8 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. His stats are very similar to what we saw in the first 3 years. Quentin Whiteside, 5.5 yards a carry. And 5.1 for Elijah Dunn. Adonai Mitchell has 38 catches for 545 yards. Blaylock and Fulcher are doing well. Now, this offense isn't really featuring a 3rd receiver as much. This is probably going to be a season low for production from Brendan Rice. On defense, the current sack leader is Javier Villa, tied with Chad Jennings with 4 sacks. And we have 4 interceptions as a defense. Cole Bradford upgrades again. Could we see him overtake Brendan Rice soon in that slot role? We're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars this week. Both teams looking for win number 4. And it was a high-scoring first half, 17 all. And we're going to take over with the offense now in the third. Looks like Will Bond's moving us up and down the field pretty nicely. And Cole Bradford, he is in the game as the slot receiver. This is a play fake. It's floated. And what a catch! Adonai Mitchell. Over 600 yards receiving now. And at the 17, we're going to get wide with Dunn. And he gets 3. A little curious where Whiteside is. Sometimes he subs out for an extended time. That was a great move, man. For much of this video, I've just been following Parham, and it's worked. But the linebackers are adapting. We're going to the air, and not enough time. So we'll send out our kicker and look to score the first points of the second half. This is a new quarterback in for Jacksonville. Oh boy, yeah, Chad Jennings. His wear and tear has been really high after every game. Having to play all these snaps. Should change after one more, but yeah, new running back in the game, new quarterback as well. I see Travis Hunter still on offense. Nice stop. We'll see what they got going on here in Jacksonville in a moment. 3rd down and 2. Hoping to stop them here. There we go. Nice to have one of those go our way. But they're going to keep the offense in. 4th down. They're going to trust Baptiste. They need 2. Here's a throw that gets them 4. Marcus Baptiste. So, you know, teams are going to change their quarterbacks here after a while. Trevor Lawrence is on the bench. Baptiste is a rookie. He is starting over Lawrence as a 78 overall. Baptiste off the fake, a little flip ahead. Travis Hunter, 4 yards. Baptiste gets the handoff to Hyde. He takes it to the edge and to the end zone. That was ugly. Marching down the field in response. There's 12 to Fulcher inside the 10. And we get the touchdown, Jeremy Blaylock. And we'll see if we can protect the lead this time. Fake from Baptiste, and a good throw, but good coverage from Rivera. They'll fake it. And well covered, but Hyde, how fast is he? Just a little separation and then pulled away once he had the ball in his hands. Man, those first 2 weeks we were smothering receivers. And now we're having a hard time slowing anybody down. Travis Hunter is next. Maybe I got to get a little more creative then. 2nd down and 8. Thomas makes the catch at the 6. Fullback dive. Oh, he just juked. But it didn't work. Now they sneak it in. The Jaguars have taken the lead. Still seeing Elijah Dunn on the field here. As we open this possession, play fake and complete to Cole Bradford. Dunn the carry, and he's got a crease now. He shakes the safety. He's learned from Quentin Whiteside. We're going to throw a screen now, and Bradford is going to work in, back out, and get the first. We're going to head to the right side and bounce it with Pierman. He's got the first. Thought Trayvon Walker was about to ruin that, and he wasn't too far away from it. Under 4 minutes to go in the game. On a counter, open space. Parham throws a block, and Pierman's to the 2. Offset eye, the give is inside. Still haven't gotten Parham the touchdown. We do it again, and Parham's in! His first career touchdown gives us the lead. How do you guys like our young superstar fullback? So our last couple defensive sequences didn't go well, and now we lead. And this could very well be the final possession of the game. We've got to find a way to make a play. Defense has been kind of lackluster since those opening two. Did some good things against the Bills, but I'm talking about like when we're on the field. I'm waiting to see something. Marcus Baptiste out of the shotgun. He starts in the air, and his pass is off the mark. Pressure sent off the edge. Got to make that tackle. 3rd down and 5. Now we send 4. There's pressure. He didn't see Travis Hunter break open initially. And here is 4th and 5. Jags will go for it. Baptiste wrapped up and sacked. It's Ramon Torres in the game for the injured Joel Newton. And he gets us the ball back. Great play closing on the quarterback. That's not easy to do when he's about to sprint through the middle of your defense. Jags have all their timeouts. It ain't over yet. And Pierman gets ahead to the 20. Again out of the eye. Ooh. He broke the tackle, though. Pierman, 1st down. A 1st down would end the game. Pierman is nearly there. Jags out of timeouts. Leading the way. Pierman bounces off and somehow finds the end zone. Just running through people until he finds pay dirt. Man, we have not hit 40 many times. I don't know if we've ever done it before. Ben Ventura gets a sack on the next possession as the Jaguars will have the clock run out on them. 41-31, Montreal is now 500 on the year. And with one more win, we'll match last year's win total. That's a good win. One of the signature days for the offense in a game where Quentin Whiteside missed some time. Max Wilbon, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I do worry, though, that Whiteside, he is injured. But if we have to replace him with Dunn, Pierman, and Delonte Parham leading the way, I think we can still run the football really well. Cole Bradford got the start. He goes 4 for 46. And the defense picked up 2 sacks. The big one from Ramon Torres. So fitting. I always love it when a couple players make some big plays and that's enough to get them their next upgrade. Torres gets a power rusher upgrade. And for Delonte Parham, I think we go blocking this time. I want to make sure his run blocking is as sound as can be. And with Superstar Dev being 21 years old, playing this much, he's got a really high ceiling. All right, let's check the injury. And Quentin Whiteside foot fracture. Doesn't sound like a 1 to 3 week injury, but that's what it is. And it coincides with a week 10 bye coming up, so he might miss 1 game, 2 max. Not the worst. Next up, we get Denver in week 9, the week of the trade deadline, guys. We got to talk standings. We're 2nd place right now in the East and currently would be in line for a playoff spot. Look at us. I'm excited to have our team relatively healthy again. We're missing our top running back, but get 3 important players back. And this is becoming one of the most dominant games we have played ever. 24-0 in the 4th quarter. Welcome back, Joel Newton. I have an X-Factor quarterback I've never even heard of. Rose. This is their Bo Nix replacement now. Dumping this off to Marvin Mims. Nice block out in front. Matt Rose. That's Matt with 1 T. And Rose intercepted! The shutout is intact. Just a little bit off the mark. Azarie Thomas ends up with it. I haven't really seen any stats yet. I simmed through much of this game quickly. So Pierman's at 11 rushes for 34 yards. A lot less than I expected, seeing the scoreboard. We're going to throw Fulcher. Oh, man, he's so good. 3 touchdowns on the day for Max Wilbon. Now it seems like he's heating up. He never gets off to a strong start. Maybe in year 1. Certainly not last year or the year prior. We got first down and 10. And incomplete. Trying to give it to Adonai Mitchell. We're going to look to the air. He's wide open. Got him there. Blaylock. Leaving him in the dust. We'll settle for a field goal on this possession. Montreal with their biggest lead, I'd say, in team history. 27-0. Can we keep them off the scoreboard? We certainly don't have a shutout in this series. Not yet. Matt Rose is tackled down for the sack. Welcome back, Matias Madrano. One of the first Snowhawks to join this team. Not just a year 1 player, one of the first players I even signed. 4th and 9. And 4 ain't enough. We're sending 5. Rose up top. Testing Matthews. 1-on-1. This time Matthews wins. Nice route, man. That was just enough of an opening. Wilbon threw it perfect. Give him a chance. Wilbon deep for Fulcher. Okay, that's my fault. I wanted to have some fun. Rose complete. Ooh, they're a yard away. 2nd and goal. Touchdown. Denver just able to break up the shutouts. But we get our 5th win, matching last year's win total and going above 500. 5-4. We've won 2 in a row, lost 4, and then won 3. It's all happening in streaks. Why'd I have to give Wilbon that pick? Pierman, 48 yards. Done 4. We couldn't even run today, and we still easily won. Jeremy Blaylock had a pair of touchdowns. Elijah Dunn actually did more damage through the air. Azarie Thomas, 2 interceptions. I also see that he's currently injured. Joel Newton, 2 sacks in his return. And Madrano split 1. So injuries have definitely been a theme here of Season 5. But no injury shown here. So he must be good to go as we hit the bye. What a great time to hit the bye week, man. 5-4. Let our team rest up a little bit. Time for some upgrading. We got a lot more of it this week, beginning with Jeremy Blaylock, who is doing a great job in this new offense. 26 years old, now the 11th ranked tight end in the franchise. We go improviser with Max Wilbon. I think these sliders are definitely respecting his ratings a lot better. He still has some misses from time to time, but he has mid-90s accuracy. He's meant to be a very accurate quarterback. I actually wish we could get play action higher. I don't think that teams are biting on it as much. And with a high play action rating, they will. But you have to be able to sell the fake. Chad Jennings. I think he's pretty close to the expectations I had set this season. He has 5 sacks on the year after 6.5 a year ago. I've been pretty happy with Elijah Dunn. Everything but that fumble inside the 10 in that one game to me was pretty promising. And I haven't felt the need to take Bryce Chamberlain off the field. Our pass protection isn't always perfect, but the edges aren't just collapsing like they were in past seasons. Let's try to raise that power a bit. Let's face the media this week. Montreal is 5-4, having won their last 3. What's the conversation this time? Let's get this show on the road. Who's up first? Coach, there are sources saying you struggle to handle the spotlight. Okay, we've seen this one before. We'll take the high road, and we'll earn the respect of the media if we can win our next game against Detroit. We're now an 81 overall team for the first time, and take on the Detroit Lions. I don't know if I've seen their intro in this game. If you can find a way to start a season 6-4 or better, I think you've earned the right to be part of those playoff conversations, and we're one win away from that mark. Whiteside is back after missing just one game, and we're going to give it to Quentin Whiteside. He breaks a tackle, gets close to a first down. Even with him missing a couple games, I don't think he's going to have an issue reaching 1,000+ rushing yards this season and setting the Snowhawks record. I think the record is going to go down here pretty soon, actually. 752 yards is the current single-season record held by Quentin Whiteside. Rolling right. Bradford, he's got it. Another run. Here's some space. Whiteside cuts it out, and he is brought down at the 7. Trying to strike first. Rolling right. Blaylock is there, getting a couple. I think he got hurt on that play. Bruised ribs. Jeremy Blaylock will return soon. We'll see how soon that really is. Now trying to score without him on the field. It's dumped. Parham. Didn't really catch it smoothly there. Like the animation took extra time to play out. 4th and goal. We're in Detroit. We're going for it. Here we go. Pass is caught. Cole Bradford. Touchdown, Montreal. Snowhawks looking to score again. Jeremy Blaylock has returned to the game. It is a Cole Bradford touchdown, his second. Got to learn so many new quarterbacks in this series. Jared Goff is no longer in Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs is, and he loses one. Good protection. That's caught. St. Brown is still here. I got a fullback wearing number 5. Detroit is built different. Here's a pass down the field. Denied by Tyrell Matthews. 2nd and 10. Really good pockets. Man, we're all over him. Trying to keep him out of the end zone here in this half, but St. Brown makes a catch on Matthews. They haven't used the timeout yet, and there's under 30 seconds. Pass downfield to Slaw, dropped it. 3rd down, pressure. There it is, thrown away. Missed the chance to get the sack. Oh, they're going to go for it? This is extra risky because with 19 seconds, even if you convert, you're more likely to have to get a field goal than a touchdown anyway. But Detroit's going to play this very aggressively. 4th and 4. Up top in the corner. No way. Touchdown Lions. And they are looking to now take the lead in the second half. Momentum shifting hands. Byers looks to throw. There's a good play for Zaire Thomas. 3rd and 6, trying to smother the receivers again. Byers looks to take off. Good tackle, Rivera. They'll probably leave the offense on. It's the Detroit way. Lions need 2. Gibbs. Oh, come on. It's a touchdown. I thought Rivera had him. Really good response here being put together by the Snowhawks. All the way inside the 10. And a touchdown to Whiteside. We're back in front. And with the lead, we have the ball in Detroit territory. This is a play action. Dumped, complete, Whiteside, first down. 3 more touchdowns this week in one of the most efficient days in Max Wilbon's career. And we just need to make sure we protect the ball and get something out of this drive. Thought they were setting up a nice cutback for me there. We're going to run on 2nd down here. How about this space? This is Whiteside. First down. Here's a new look. As we will swing it out. Get Pierman out on the edge. He's inside the 10. 3rd and goal. This one's going end zone. Levy the target. It's over his head. I don't know if I feel great about a 6-point lead, but that's what we have. 28 yards on the first play, 20 on the next one. Detroit says, we're ready to challenge you and take the lead back. 8 and change left to play. Byers will bring Sun God in motion. Play action and got it to Tesla. Third down for Byers, and he sets to find Sun God at the 1. They spread us out here. It could be a trap. They're just going to run it. There we are. We're ready for Gibbs. 3rd and goal. Byers, end zone, high, and he missed him. St. Brown was open. It's now 4th and goal. Can we shut down Detroit here? Snowhawks bring pressure. Byers got it to Laporta. Touchdown, Detroit. This has been one of the best games we've played. Incredibly back and forth. In the second half, Whiteside now. Fulcher throws a key block. He's got a big one. I still can't believe they hit that jump ball in the corner. I thought it was, crazy to go for it in that spot because there was only 19 seconds on the clock. They went high risk, high reward, and of course cashed in. And we'll get Whiteside to the 30 now. This is 3rd down to the outside, and Fulcher could not hold on. Yeah, I don't feel great about another slim lead, but I gotta think at some point this defense can give us a big play, something. 4.5 minutes to go. Oh, good fake. Byers has room, and Tesla. Another fake, and this one's going to get Laporta around 10. Another fake, and we wrap him up this time. Matias Madrano. Come on, D. 3rd and 8. Byers high. He missed. And the Lions will kick it away. 3 minutes and 19 seconds left to go. Kind of want to check his accuracies because he's missed a couple. I did raise the CPU QB accuracy slider, remember. I actually raised it more than I raised ours because theirs was starting from a lower spot. Felt like some of the better quarterbacks were missing throws that were a little uncharacteristic or at least too frequent. 26-24. Whiteside. He is unable to shake the safety but still gets by him. We're going to keep it on the ground here, and Whiteside gets a couple more. 3rd down. Dumped, caught, Parham. It worked this time. And Whiteside gets the call again. That's good yardage as we try to end this game. All it takes is a 1st down. Wait a minute, that's a new quarterback in the game. That is J.J. Parsons. And he gives this to Whiteside. It is a 1st down. That is going to seal it. I wanted to see if they would give me a better chance at keeping it there with the quarterback. Sometimes when the end crashes, I still give it to the running back because he might be far enough away to where, we're still better off running it with him. What a win. 26-24, a tight one. And Montreal has matched their most wins ever in a season. Great victory, our longest ever win streak, right? Forget if we ever won 4 when we had that 6-win season after such a bad start. But this is clearly the best team we've ever had. We have officially entered the playoff hunt. We're 6-4. You cannot ignore the Snowhawks this season. Demetrius Byers is a 74, so you can understand him missing some of those throws. Max Wilbon, though, had one of his more accurate days with 3 touchdown passes. Whiteside goes over 100 yards on the ground. Adonai Mitchell had 7 catches. Delonte Parham had 5 catches. Sometimes you just keep throwing it to your fullback, I guess. The defense didn't come up with a lot of huge plays for us, but at least they got us a stop toward the end. Got kind of lucky. I mean, Byers missed an open throw. But we've lost our fair share of games on a couple plays that were unlucky. Let's go face the media. Show some respect to Leon Daniels. He's been around almost longer than anybody on the channel. 2,500 experience. Who gets that? Juan Corbett. Agile upgrade. That's helping out the pass block finesse and the run block finesse. And pass rusher Reggie Carter, who has rotated in a few times, but hasn't had a big splash moment yet. Occasionally, I have been checking out the free agents and the practice squads to see if there's anything I want to do. Not so much this year. But thankfully, a lot of that is because I really like our team. Max Wilbon is back. He's playing his best football the last few weeks. I think our starting receivers are very strong, and we have a tight end who's our best pass catcher. The offensive line is in really good shape right now, and all these boosts are taking them into the 80s. And the defense, I do feel like they could be a little bit better than they have been lately, but they're certainly not bad. We're scoring 25.6 points per game, allowing 23.7. We're good at running the football and stopping the run. Now, this journey for us opened against New England, and our offense played outstanding. Hoping we can match that this time, as we are currently the AFC's 6th seed, but things can change very quickly. If we win any more games this year, it officially becomes the most successful year in the franchise. Who scored a 68-yard touchdown? Montreal football, down by 4. We're going to look to the air. Bradford, good route. And he can do a little bit more after the catch. And he's a return man, too. So he's a slot receiver, good athlete, and can get yards after the catch. From the 11, we're going to run it with Whiteside. He doesn't go far. Whiteside, the motion man, and the receptor. He lunges ahead. How about that effort? That's our running back, Quentin Whiteside. We're going to throw this one and hit Mitchell now. Fulcher throws a block. Foot race. Touchdown. Adonai Mitchell puts us up 2 possessions. Patriots running it to the right. And Thomas makes the tackle. That's Joey Weiner in the backfield. And he gets the first down. Here's a strike from Drake May. Now that's a great pass. Going deep now. May incomplete. Thomas breaks it up. Off play action. Drake May make a decision. Intercepted. Picked off by Nick Matias. All the way back. A Snowhawk touchdown. There we go. That feels like the kind of play I would have made a couple years ago in the series. Love seeing how far this team has come. Up by 2 scores now in the 4th quarter, attempting to set a series record for wins. 12 minutes from that goal. Fake from Drake May. That's a much better throw than his last one we saw. And a New England touchdown will make this a 1-possession game. Don't want to give them any kind of an opening. Fulcher's wide open. We missed. Here's a run for Pierman now, and he falls ahead to the 35. We only have 1 third down conversion in this game. I think it's time for that to change. It didn't. Patriots try to get out on the edge. That's going to be a loss of 3. From the 5, Drake May flushed, and he's not going to make another mistake like that. Or maybe he will. There's time. 3rd and 13. May's pass is caught, and we screwed it up. Come on. Setting up the screen. And here is Travion Henderson on a gain of 18. Patriots on 3rd down. We send a safety now, and Drake May, whoa, he threw that away. And they're going to punt? Here is a run for Whiteside now as we have a chance to perhaps put this game away. To the air, looking over the middle, and that's Bradford on the reception. Quentin Whiteside is currently 99 yards away from matching last year's rushing mark, as he only has 29 this time around. How'd they get so much better between meeting 1 and 2? Setting up the screen, and Whiteside cuts back, and now he's got a clear path. He's to the 50 and chased down by Christian Gonzalez. Pierman gets the carry, bounces off that first defender, and it's 9 yards. Still just 1 3rd down conversion in this entire game. About time we get another one. It's Whiteside fighting his way to the 14. Dunn is in, gets some room, and easily reaches the end zone. Montreal goes up 2 touchdowns. And we have officially won our 7th game of the year. At 7-4, we can start to see this team perhaps making their postseason debut. We're 2 wins away from my goal of our first winning record. But I would love to see this team have a chance to compete in the postseason. Wilbon, 2 touchdowns, 247 yards. Run game finished really strong. 3 sacks for Xavier Thomas, 1 for Chad Jennings, a pick for Nick Matias. Good work. We have swept New England. And we've also found a way to bounce back from a 4-game losing streak by winning 5 consecutive games. Max Wilbon is finally playing at that higher level that we've been waiting for. Over his last handful of games, he's thrown 1 pick in this winning streak and multiple touchdowns in 4 straight games. He might actually set a new career high in touchdown passes, which is 20. He's done it 3 times. Quentin Whiteside, 5.4 yards per attempt, 687 yards. Adonai Mitchell has 784 yards receiving, should best his 1,100 plus yards from last season. It's a special year, everybody. Gotta keep it going. We aren't done yet. But at this point, we are the number 2 team in the AFC East. The Bills are behind us. And thankfully, the Raiders, who are the 8th seed, are 5-7. They're 2 games under 500. We're 3 games over. So there actually is a sizable gap. With 5 wins in a row, we face the Minnesota Vikings, and here in the 4th quarter, we've got a 1-score game. Leading by 6, 5 minutes left to go, Vikings football. Here's a run to the outside, and Artie Barlow has a TFL. Good protection. Uh-oh, it's Jefferson! And he gets a step on Matthews. It's a Vikings 1st down to the 29. They fake it. Good coverage overall, but that is caught. Thomas was maybe a half step behind. Pass ended up right on the receiver. Continuing to look to the air, and that's a touchdown. Cooper just breaks the plane. We'll head to the air and get this one to Cole Bradford. It's going to be probably 4-down territory here. 2:36 left to go after we took a sack on 1st down. We'll get Dunn motioned out. And here's a throw going to Fulcher. 4th down and 4. Back to pass. A lot of cushion there, and a 1st down, Adonai Mitchell. The screen is open. Bradford cuts it outside, and now we're into field goal range. Again, we're not seeing Quentin Whiteside in the game here. This is Elijah Dunn getting the carry, cutting off the block, and getting solid yardage. And here's our chance to end this game. 3rd and 5. A run with Dunn, and he's got the first down. We will have a field goal set up. One more between the hashes, and we will bring out the kicker. 25 yards to win the game. And the Snowhawks, for the very first time, have 8 victories. 8-4 going into the final 5 weeks. Wilbon protects the football well again. We get 10 carries from Quentin Whiteside. It doesn't show him as injured, but he just wasn't in the game there at the end. Jefferson tried. Rivera and Azarie Thomas each get interceptions this week, and we recorded a few sacks. Nice job. The last team to defeat us was the Miami Dolphins. And that's who we face this week, the top team in the AFC East. And the team that could be the number 1 seed in the entire conference. Cleveland's actually 12-1, so you got to catch them first. We're currently the 2nd wild card. But 9 of the 16 teams in the conference are under 500. That is a lot. I also want to point out that we have to sign some of these players beyond this season, and the contracts are going to start getting pretty big in many cases. For instance, I'm offering linebacker Jordan Rivera a $60 million deal, and he does take it, thankfully. We also get Jeremy Blaylock signed. And here is Max Wilbon. He is going to want about $30 million a year. And at this point, we're going to have to give him that contract. So we're off to a pretty good start with re-signing our core starters. Taking on the Miami Dolphins, the big second meeting. And so far, this entire first half has been a defensive battle. We're going to go empty here with Max Wilbon. I haven't done too much of that. Oh, this happened again. Deep downfield. And he missed him! Wilbon missed him! He was wide open. That is bizarre. Coming across the middle, here's Fulcher. Quick throw. Oh, good hands by Bradford. He's settled into this slot role well so far. Where is Quentin Whiteside again? To the outside throws Wilbon, and Fulcher can't hold on. We're trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time, and we just hit the defender in the helmet. I think Bradford would have had it. There we go. Big play, Quentin Whiteside. He's in the game now. This is the second half. And we get the touchdown, Delonte Parham. We spread out Miami on 3rd and 3. And throw it short for Quentin Whiteside. He'll add on to his receiving total. Uh-oh. That's Kyle McCann at left tackle. He's down. Chamberlain just flips sides, and Dunlap is now in as the right tackle. Play action. Caught Bradford. Makes a man miss. Breaks a tackle. And gets 18. Back to pass. Whiteside on the catch. He gets 12. 9 catches, 97 yards. PCL sprain for Kyle McCann. So, not going to finish this game, but I think he should be good to go for the next one. Busy passing day for Quentin Whiteside. That's awesome. Here's 1st and goal. Rolling. Bradford! Touchdown! He's been a really good fit. By the way, that's touchdown pass number 20 for Max Wilbon. His next would set a new career high. Joe Burrow and the Dolphins now trail by 8. Here's a pass that goes for a first down. I thought about going for 2 to try to maybe go up 9, but I kicked the extra point. So if they can find the end zone, they will need that 2-point try. Here is A-Chan. He doesn't get much. Play action, and Burrow's got his man, Keon Coleman. Oh, that's how you deny the sneak there, Matias Madrano. And they're going to come out on 4th and 1. Here is a big chance for our defense. Come on, get aligned in time. Penalty on Miami. There's that home field advantage. 4th and 6. Burrow! It's caught by Jalen Waddle! One-on-one with Tyrell Matthews. Haven't been winning all those battles against the top receivers. A-Chan loses 3 now. Burrow looks to throw. Feels pressure. Throws incomplete. Thomas knocks it down. 3rd and goal. Burrow looks left. It is caught! Down at the 1. Xavier Thomas dropped into a zone. I swear this went through his hands. He was in perfect position to make a play. How do you fit it through that, Joe Burrow? This has got to be a run. 4th and goal. It's a throw, and Burrow caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Wasn't Dylan Dixon on our team once? That name is familiar. Dylan Dixon. I might have had him on the team for a short while. 2-point try. Burrow flushed and good. Tied up. We went 3 and out, and the Dolphins are right back on the move, trying to take the lead. 5.5 minutes left to play. Here's a 4-man rush. We can't get close to Burrow. Be careful reaching that ball out. Joe Burrow is in the zone. Miami from the 12. Burrow throws over the middle. It's somehow caught again against Tyrell Matthews. Right up the middle. Oh, what a play. Rivera just took out the blocker and A-Chan. 3rd and goal. Burrow. He's got a man and breaks the plane. That is a touchdown. And our win streak now is on the line with Max Wilbon. He's got the football and gets it away just in time. Good catch, Bradford. We got motion. That's really messy there. Maybe shouldn't have thrown that one. Dre Greenlaw, that's the last guy I want to see after last episode. He had one of the games of his life against our offense. This is 3rd down to the outside. It's low and out of reach for Mitchell. 4th down now, and the pressure's too hot. Incomplete again from Wilbon. And that all leads to a Dolphins win that snaps our win streak. All 5 years, this series has had a sweep. The Dolphins have swept us 3 times. We've gotten them twice. So they're probably winning the division this year. And we hope that we can make it in as a wild card. There's a decent chance we end up facing them in the 1st round if that plays out that way. If they're like the 2 seed and we end up being the 7. Got to find some answers for Joe Burrow eventually. I've never seen him protected this well. Maybe at LSU. No interceptions, no sacks. It's not going to be good enough to beat this team. So we just faced the number 2 seed. Now we face the current number 1, the Cleveland Browns. How on earth are the Browns 12-1? Am I in someone's rebuild right now? Oh, they have a good quarterback. Bradley Ramsey. X Factor. Already the number 4 quarterback in the league at 23 years old. Are you serious? A true 92? Who is this guy? 3rd season. Former number 7 pick. And then Garrett, Mason Graham, Brandon Fisk. This is going to be a nasty matchup. Now, we're currently the 6th seed in the conference. The 7 is at 6-7, the Denver Broncos. So we're close to clinching a playoff spot. The Browns are up next. Then we get Buffalo. These are going to be tough games. I think Cole Bradford has looked excellent this year. Here's a slot upgrade. 2 catching, 3 release, some spec catch. Just a 23-year-old receiver, and I think he's got a nice ceiling. Even his release has come up really far in 2 years. And then Nick Matias, who's now up to an 86. And the Snowhawks will play in the snow for the first time this season against this elite Browns defense. Cleveland's getting off to a good start. They'll stall, and I want to see what this all looks like. Can we get this team off to a good start despite one of the best defensive lines we've seen all year? We're going to run on first down, and here's some room. That works for 7. A little play action. We got Myles Garrett on that. It's caught by Adonai Mitchell. Can't really get away with a ton of play action, though, against the elite edge rushers. Like in that Packer game, we had that bad lost fumble. Probably shouldn't have called that. Whiteside now. He's into the secondary. Not bad. From the 26 now. Whiteside again. Another first down on the ground. With 780 rushing yards on the season, that is a new series record for Quentin Whiteside. We're going to throw this one out, and it's Bradford who stumbles his way to the 4. A little more than a yard to go here. And the pass is out, and it's intercepted. Cool. Done that before. Hurts to miss that opportunity because we're not getting anywhere close to the red zone on these latest possessions. We head to the air, and this is going to be open for Victor Vega. And I'm not seeing Kevin Fulcher on the field. Victor Vega is in his spot as Whiteside gets the edge. 7-yard gain. Nice job, Quintana, taking care of Schwessinger. First down. He is our first ever 800-yard rusher. This is caught. Jeremy Blaylock down to the 2. Whiteside the carry, and a fumble. Will they review that? They will. I don't think they'll give me my timeout back. I was worried about what the clock would do there, so I lost it. It gets us back to about the 2-yard line, and Cliff Pierman meets Myles Garrett. Ran it down to about 10 seconds. And we're going to throw quick. Bradford has the touchdown. And we've taken the lead on the 12-1 Browns. To open the second half, the Snowhawks drive down the field again. They get stalled, but now have a touchdown lead. So let's see this Cleveland offense then. Ramsey is under center, and he gives to Quinshawn Judkins. And that is contained. 2nd down and 8. Pass to the outside. That is incomplete. Nice job, Matthews. 3rd down and 8. Tight man coverage. Sacked by Joel Newton. That's more like it. Oh, no way. Intercepted. That's Wilbon's 2nd pick in like 6 weeks. Cleveland now trying to recover, and Ramsey gets wrapped up, and that'll be a TFL. We're going to start jamming these receivers more. Trying to find a way to get this defense to play a little bit better. And I think if we play a little more press man coverage, it's a little risky, but we can try to have a safety, over the top at times and just try to erase those quick passes, force them to hold on to the ball an extra second. 3rd and 7. Up top, it's lobbed, and he caught it again! Why does this keep happening? Touchdown, Browns. Oh, he only got 1 foot down. He didn't get any down. 0 feet in bounds, ref. Come on. And it stands? What do you mean it stands? This is an outrage. Since when is Cleveland getting calls? Not the time for a 36-yard punt. 26 net. 10 apiece. And Judkins is going nowhere. This is going to be a wild play here. Second down. Oh, he's sacked. I brought 7 players that time. I'm glad they called that. We're jamming on the outside. 3rd and 15. Well shy of the mark. That time it was press cover 2. Kyle Shanahan's offense has helped revive some careers. You've got Mac Jones and Sam Darnold. And here, Max Wilbon this season. He rolls out, dumps this one to Levy. Still no sign of Kevin Fulcher. So we're going to get this one to Adonai Mitchell, and he's going to pick up a healthy 16. 2 and change remaining. Victor Vega stepping in for Fulcher. We got 3rd down and 5. Wilbon closing in on 3,500 passing yards, by the way. We're back to the air. Wide open. Mitchell again. 2 minutes left to go in the game. Tied at 10. We're entering field goal range. And get to the edge with Dunn. Can he turn the corner? One man to beat. Out at the 9. All right, so Garrett lines up on the left side of the offense here. Where's McCann, by the way? We're going to roll right. Open. He missed him. He missed Victor Vega. Would have been a touchdown. So now you've got 3rd and goal from the 7. It's put up in the end zone, and it's out of reach for Jeremy Blaylock. So we're going to bring out the field goal team and hope our defense can wrap this up. It's 13-10. A winning record is on the line. We could take down the number 1 seed. Bradley Ramsey, the 3rd-year quarterback trying to bring Cleveland to the postseason as the 1 seed, and Judkins is wrapped up. Why are they not spreading the defense out more? They just handed it to a receiver. Have you seen the clock lately? 50 seconds left. 2 timeouts. Nowhere near field goal range, and this one is dropped. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. We're 1 play away. Bradley Ramsey, game on the line, steps up, runs for the 1st down. Timeout. Another run. I am beside myself. They never run these types of plays in the 2-minute. What is going on? 25 seconds. At least they kept their timeouts. Ramsey, low, incomplete. Pressure coming. Ramsey dumps it, and that's open for Harold Fannin. He bounces off that hit. How'd he do it? And the Browns are going to find their way into field goal range after all. From the 34 now, Ramsey will get them closer. And they call a timeout. Field goal try is up and good. They have tied it. Could be headed to overtime, guys. Elijah Dunn handles the return. And we're going to take this one to our first overtime game, I believe, in a couple years. So Cleveland's going to get the first possession now of overtime. And a stumble there. They'll open at the 25. We have just been getting next to no pressure lately. I don't know what the solution is there. These good teams do not let you touch their quarterback. This is Judkins, met by Jordan Rivera. 3rd down, pressure's coming, and that is shy of the mark. Not a bad sequence. Quick 3 and out for Cleveland. All we got to do is get in field goal range now, and this is Cole Bradford. to the 25-yard line. Starting with a pass, wide open, Jeremy Blaylock. Seeing a lot of Elijah Dunn in this matchup too. He's followed all the way across. Breaking open, Blaylock makes the catch! And he's into field goal range. He slipped a tackle. Dunn centers it at the 24-yard line. I think that is plenty close enough for Josh Sanchez. Sanchez has it blocked! Are you kidding me? It's recovered by Osborne. Now wait a minute. That was a third down kick. Therefore, we keep it and get to kick again. Have you ever seen this? Back-to-back field goal tries. I cannot believe that. Nice try, EA. Snowhawks win! And down go the Cleveland Browns. I have never done that before. Never in my life has that sequence played out. And it just helped us defeat the #1 team in the conference. Wilbon gets picked off twice, but he throws for 298 yards in the win. Whiteside, 92 yards. Might have just been wore out by the end of the game. I do have, like, sliders on for wear and tear, and I've relaxed them quite a bit. So if he's out, I trust that he probably should have been. Joel Newton, 2 sacks. Chad Jennings picked one up. It's our first ever winning record. Let's check out the injury. Kevin Fulcher with a pretty serious knee injury. That's 5 to 9 weeks. Oh no, a 6-week return would be deep in the postseason. We're going to have to make a move. We need at least 5 healthy receivers. We do have a receiver on the practice squad here, Bryce Hull. I don't think he's ready to step onto the active roster right now. So we're going to have to look outside the organization probably. Dylan Osborne is going to go to the practice squad. And who's possibly available that fits our criteria at this stage of the year? Gavin Faulkner, or you go to a practice squad where there's Terrell Woodson. So there are a couple 74 overall options. And off of the Dallas practice squad, we are going to sign Jaden Hickman, who has good spec catch. He's going to be the bottom of the depth chart receiver, but at least we'll have 5 healthy. We are now in a position where with a single victory, we can clinch a playoff spot. The teams at the 8th seed and lower cannot reach 10 wins. We have 3 games left. Win any of them, and we're going to the postseason this year. Joel Newton earns an upgrade. He's been pretty essential on the defense this season. Yeah, really good ratings across the board when you factor in all these boosts. And he has 7 sacks this year. What a steady player. We're facing the Buffalo Bills. And it's 13-10 here in the 4th quarter. Offense having a little trouble. That's a big penalty. Thank you for that. Our first game against Buffalo was a little bit lower scoring. We had the advantage going into the 4th. Here is Whiteside. He's across. Touchdown, Montreal. Josh Allen and the Bills trailing by 4. Allen gets it out. Ooh, that's dropped. Incomplete for James Cook. And they're going to kick. That was Miguel Portillo who knocked that pass away, by the way. Nice job here by the offense, chewing up some time. But they can't quite finish the game. Josh Allen throwing, and it's a nice grab, laying out at the 24. Allen throws outside. What a ball. Perfect placement. Allen facing a 3rd and 4. That's a conversion for Kincaid. So a field goal doesn't do them any good here. They've got to go get the touchdown. And if they're getting close, we're going to have to save some time. 39 yards away. And Allen goes down. They missed a block on Jennings. This is 3rd and 4. Allen into coverage. Denied. Come on, defense. 4th and 4. You could end it right here. Pressure coming. Allen finds a wide open man. 1:16 remaining. Allen floating over the head of his receiver. 3rd down again for Buffalo. Time winding down. Allen is blitzed, and we dropped him at the 23. How about that, Mac McWilliams? And now the game is on the line. We're going to call a timeout. New personnel in the game. We go extra DBs. 4th and 13. It is off the mark. Montreal is going to hold on. They will be playoff bound this season. And we have now won our 10th game on the season. What a story, guys. What a jump. 5 wins last year, 10 this season. Again, pretty good game from Wilbon. He's had a great couple of months. Blaylock had 8 catches, 87 yards. Man, I hope we can get Fulcher back at some point. That blitz there from Mac McWilliams, that was colossal. Good game again from Chad Jennings. 2 new injuries, though. We're down a top receiver. And now Javier Villa and Isaiah Parks are out. So that was what put Mac McWilliams back in the game. I've been playing Parks because he's younger, and I wanted to develop him a little bit more. So McWilliams will be the slot corner again. And we're down Villa, one of our better pass rushers on the edge. But it is official. We will be going to the postseason this year. And are currently the top wild card team. Right now, we'd be matched up to play with the Tennessee Titans in the wild card round. When I thought about the possibilities of us making the postseason, I thought it would be a situation where it would come down to winning like 2 games in a row to close the season. But we've already clinched, and there really isn't a lot more for us to gain at this point. We could be the 5 seed, the 6 seed. So we're not going to go spend a lot of time on these remaining games. Ooh, I think we just threw a pick. Yeah, we did. Intercepted by Sauce Gardner. We will jump in here late as the Colts have it down by 3. This is Tomlinson in the game at quarterback. A lot of teams have already drafted new replacements in the franchise. We're 5 years into the future. That's not too surprising. It's a long 3rd down here for Indy. Tomlinson is going to go vertical. That looks out of bounds. Uncatchable. Oh, no. Another interception, Max. What are you doing? Come on. You gave him a short field. All right. 2:05 to go in the game. We got a close one. Screen. Jonathan Taylor. And out of bounds. Here is a throw to Tyler Warren. Down to the 1. Handoff, JT. Not in yet. On one hand, you want to stop them if you can, but on the other, got to use the timeouts now. 1 yard out. Taylor is in this time. That's a good crease there, done to the 35. And so it takes a touchdown. And we're going to pass here down the field, and Bradford's open. Couldn't believe that Max was able to get that away. I've developed a pretty fast clock playing in that series, and that's a throw that feels like one we don't always get a chance to throw cleanly. This is going to go outside the numbers. Blaylock reaches out. What a ball from Max. Wilbon, 4,000 yards passing? It took us 5 years. What's the Bears' excuse? We're sending some pressure. Good route. Wide open, Victor Vega at the 5. It's a 400-yard day for Max Wilbon. We're low on time. We might get one more run off here. Pierman down to the 1. Inside the 1. No one's playing over the center. Touchdown! Max Wilbon sneaks it in. Montreal on top with 20 seconds left. Final seconds of the game here. Tomlinson underthrown. There's Alec Pierce. And with 10 seconds left, I mean, if you can spike it, you got a chance. 3, 2, 1. Oh, they were 1 second away from giving Aubrey a chance. That was too close. Snowhawks win. They're 11-5 with 1 more game to play. I think that wraps up the 5 seed. Max Wilbon, 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. At least he was able to make up for it. No, Whiteside's hurt. Whiteside's injured. Blaylock over 100 yards. Whiteside at $155. 2 new injuries. They just keep piling on. Whiteside dislocated ankle. And we lose Xavier Thomas. Oh, this is so much to happen all in this window. 1 game to go. And I need to open up another roster spot. I think we're going to put Parks on injured reserve, because now I have to add a running back. And of course, we have to stick to practice squad eligible players. Elton Cook, not all that intriguing at 73. Or we could sign Felix Short, a 73 overall. I'm looking for a receiving back, and I think we found one. Star Dev too, Felix Short. Yep, that's the skill set I need. And we get to upgrade Felix Short a couple times. These practice squad players, they bank up their XP all year. They're not actually spent until the off season, unless you manually go into your own practice squad. So if you're signing players toward the end of the year, you kind of have to think like they might have a couple upgrades for you to spend, and that can give them a nice boost. So Felix Short, 75 overall. Welcome to the team. We're going to give Delonte Parham a couple of upgrades now. Man, I cannot believe we lose Quentin Whiteside. He's going to miss our first ever postseason game. Nice upgrade. Here is a Quentin Whiteside upgrade. And it looks like his season is over with him at 904 yards. Man, really wanted that 1,000 yard year. Good upgrade there for Kyle McCann. That should help the run blocking a good bit. We're about to do something we've never done before. Here in Week 18, we are going to rest the majority of our starters. There's not much to play for. We could either be the 5 or the 6 seed. Either way, we wouldn't be facing Miami unless they fell out of the number 2. I would actually be motivated to win to avoid Miami because they scare me. So we'll see how this goes with our second team getting most of the action against the 5-win Texans. Good job, Ramon Torres, but could be a long day still. Let's see if we can cap a drive off here with the second team offense. Markel Pearson is in the game. Interested in seeing the feedback after it seemed like I was out completely on Wilbon, and then he ends up being the starter all day. I'm sure that Pearson has his fans, and then with the dev trait boost for Parsons, he'll have some as well. But I think that this has proved to be the right decision, right? We have 11 wins. We could get 12. Back to pass. Parham, we have no backup fullback. First down. Play action. Open. Victor Vega. Touchdown. That's what I'm talking about right there. Oh my. 28 yards to Victor Vega. This could be his big game. We're down 10 and just threw a pick in the second half. Texans win. It is our worst loss of the year as we fall 27-10 and close the year 11-6. What a great regular season. We ended up with 5 more wins than we ever had before. And not only that, we are headed to the postseason for the very first time. What a special episode. Markel Pearson, he did his best, and he didn't play poorly. but he played with a bunch of backups against a bunch of starters. So this is the expected result. Nice day for Manuel Cruz, Victor Vega. I like Markel Pearson. At the very least, I think he's going to be a very good backup for us that will be tough to unseat. Here's Delonte Parham, the fullback, getting another run-blocking upgrade. But now it's time to see what awaits the Montreal Snowhawks. We'll be heading out on the road for our first playoff action. And in the biggest game of the franchise, we will be facing the Tennessee Titans as originally expected. We are the 5 seed, the top wild card. The Ravens made it in, so did the Denver Broncos. We played Tennessee this year, and actually, this was tied for our worst loss of the entire season, 17 points. The offense struggled, we couldn't run the football against them, and Bo Nix, he's playing out of his mind. 20 yards rushing for Quentin Whiteside in that matchup, and we're not even going to have him. So I'm upgrading all the skills we're going to use to platinum. We're going to give it our best here. No upgrades to hand out before we get started here. The Tennessee Titans and the Montreal Snowhawks collide here in the wild card round. Here are all the boosts that we're getting. I mean, Kyle McCann is playing as a 90 overall. How does he get there? Well, the morale is giving a colossal boost. Plus, I'm giving a pass block and run blocking boost. So the offensive line can't really be in much better shape to go against the Titans for this rematch. But we're missing our top running back. We're missing our number 2 receiver. And our defense needs to come away making some big plays. We're very thin on the edge. I might have to sign another player. I just don't think we have enough. Javier Villa is going on IR. And we're calling up Darnell Stecker from our own practice squad. A finesse rusher and a really good athlete with 75 awareness. It's time for him to get his promotion to make his NFL debut. Here's the matchup, everybody. Montreal ends up with a positive point differential, and we're a top 12 scoring offense. A very good offense by all measures. Max Wilbon had 24 touchdowns, 14 picks, and over 4,000 passing yards. Quentin Whiteside led us with 904 yards on the ground. Adonai Mitchell, he must not have done much in the second half for him to fall short of even last year's mark, because he was on pace to shatter it. Blaylock, 851 yards, 4 touchdowns. Really good year of receiving for Quentin Whiteside. That's that Christian McCaffrey role. Kevin Fulcher, unfortunately, misses the final 3 games, and into the postseason, we're going to continue to miss him. The offensive line felt far improved in pass protection and in the running game, as we've been quite good in that area this season. Jordan Rivera led us in tackles, and Chad Jennings picked up 11 sacks to lead the team. 4 interceptions for Azarie Thomas. And now it's time, everybody. The big postseason debut. And the Titans will host this matchup as we bring playoff action back to the channel. Here we go. Well, the plan for presenting the playoff games now will be to kind of treat them like I do the first couple games of the year, where I'm playing more of the possessions, a bit more of the game. As we got to the mid-season, I started to play more just like second half and fewer possessions. So there'll be a blend of super simming and playing here. And we'll start off on defense against Bo Nix. A great season for Montreal, and we're officially now in the playoffs. This pass goes for about 4. Miami at 13 wins plays a Denver team with just 8. So I think they'll probably be moving on to the next round as Nix slings it out for a first down. Nix fakes, and he attacks outside again, getting first down yardage. Here's Nix to the outside, on target, finding Slayton. Good run, got a piece of the safety. Giving himself up is Coleman. The Titans are marching right down the field. And from the 7, they will get about 4 with Trey Benson. 3rd and short. Didn't get it. Denied the sneak. 4th and 1. It's a run, and they will convert. Goal to go inside the 2, upended and in. At last, the Titans score on a long opening touchdown drive. Here is Max Wilbon's postseason debut. It's the best season he's played. And here's a defense we struggled to run on back earlier in the season. We're going to start with the run. Elijah Dunn's going to get us a healthy gain of 12 on his first touch. Now we're going to roll right. Throwing on the move. Caught by Mitchell, a first down. Over the middle and completing the pass to Jeremy Blaylock at the Tennessee 30. Another carry, and it's done. And so far, we're getting a good enough push. What happens when they start selling out here to stop the run? We take it with Dunn, and he gets another good gain. 3rd and short. Pierman broke a tackle and then stumbles to the 16. 3rd down and 6. From the 12-yard line. Coming across. It is caught for the touchdown. Wilbon to Victor Vega. Tie game. Beautifully done there from Max Wilbon. Protection is excellent again. I'll play each team's first 2 possessions before any simming. Here's one downfield. That was a dangerous pass. Incomplete. This is 2nd down for Bo Nix. That's wide open. Coleman. 2nd down. Bo Nix throwing downfield. Has his tight end, Chega Okonkwo. There we go. Finally, someone makes a play in the backfield. Joel Newton had that TFL. It's just been so hard to get pressure today and to take away some of these quick passes. That's why I've been shifting to a little bit more man coverage. Nix facing 3rd down, dumps it to the outside, and the tackle's made. They're not going anywhere, though. 4th and 3. Tennessee playing aggressive. Nice call. 1st down. On the carry, Coleman. He's got a crease. And a walk-in touchdown for Trey Benson. I'm not sure in any other game this year we've given up back-to-back touchdowns to start things. Oh, good cut there by Victor Vega. How far can we go? The 45-yard line. Here's Dunn straight ahead. Neither team playing much defense. Back to the air. Give me that. No, Blaylock lost it. Throwing on 3rd down to Victor Vega, and he drops the pass now. So we're going to be settling here for a field goal, and this might turn into a pretty high-scoring game. The next play, we get a pick. Intercepting Bo Nix, Emmett Barnes. To the right. It's Dunn bouncing off and then surging ahead to the 12. Play action. Got him to bite. Victor Vega, a 2-touchdown game, and had the long kick return. He's still got a role on this team, and I've already signed him to a 2-year contract extension. Sacked by Jordan Rivera, so the good plays are happening as soon as we shift to Super Sim. And we finally have a stop. Snowhawks, meanwhile, also have their first failed possession, a 3-and-out. Chad Jennings gives them a 1st down, and we're going to jump in now in the second half. Titans driving down 3. It's a run up the middle for Brandon Coleman, 4 yards. Here's Nix under pressure, and he's wrapped up by Joel Newton. That's what I'm talking about. Offense stalling out here again. We've had a few drives in a row, not even get a first down. So Tennessee has tied the game, and they're right back into plus territory. Nix to throw it. Good coverage. Denied. That was Matias. The give is to Coleman, and now he goes down for a loss. That's a 3rd and long run. Good tackle. And we'll hold the Tennessee offense to a field goal again. Let's see if we can get the offense back on track now. Kind of daring us to throw here with this look. We will. Incomplete for Mitchell. We'll run it to the right here. Done. Oh, what a hit. 3rd down and short. Good coverage across the board. They blanket Bradford. Tennessee football, it's 3rd and 7, and we have entered the 4th quarter. Big play here, and Nix dancing, scrambling. He's got a first down and then lost the ball, and we take it. Got a little greedy there, trying to get the first down yardage. Back to the air again. Here's Wilbon. Bradford is again blanketed. And here is 3rd and long. Tennessee bluffs the pressure. We got to get that ball out. I think it was dropped. Oh boy. Almost blocked it. The kick is good. 20 apiece. Titans running up the middle. Coleman pops it to the outside. Has the first down. They get it to the right. Wrapped up, though, and Coleman now loses 3. Hey, that's Stecker. We just brought him up. He's in the game. Nix throws, and that's going to be another loss, if that was even a catch. Titans need 13 with 6.5 to go. Bo Nix intercepted! Azarie Thomas up to the 30 and chased down. There is our top corner. I don't think it was a great year for Matthews, but Thomas has still gotten some takeaways. And that is a huge one here in the wild card round. Azarie Thomas. And we're into Titan territory. Gonna take it. Wow, what a job by that linebacker. 73 passing yards. Yeah, this is a weird day for us now. Delonte Parham lost the football, and we got it back. I can't believe it. What a wild game this is becoming here. 3rd and 7. Blaylock on the catch. Down to the 2. Tennessee thought they were going to pick it right back. But I actually threw this early. And the safety just missed. Now we have to get this in the end zone. I had 3 options on that play. They were all wrong. 3rd and goal. From the 4-yard line. Back to pass, and that pressure is there quick. Glanced over at Mitchell. Next thing I knew, Wilbon's on the ground. Field goal from Sanchez is good. We officially lead with under 3 minutes. Come on, D. 23-20. Bo Nix. And this offense, they've run cold lately. This is 2nd down and 8. It's intercepted again. Azarie Thomas to the 10, the 5, and in. Hurdling over Bo Nix. Touchdown Snowhawks. He did it again. I'm finding that we're having some of our most success playing cover 2. And Azareye'h Thomas would have to agree. We're trying to force quarterbacks to make aggressive plays. Or sometimes the wrong ones. Right to Azareye'h Thomas. He was playing too deep to try that. And come on, we didn't get the pick 6 the first time. This time, up and in. That's how you finish with a pick 6 to try to win the wild card round. Final seconds coming off the clock. This could be one of the final plays. 3 interceptions for Bo Nix. They really should just kick the field goal here. 11 seconds to go. The offense remains in. Nix back to pass. It's caught. Oh, of course, he's in the zone. First and goal. Nix steps up. He is hit down, and the game is over. Montreal has won their very first postseason game. And we apparently hit for the cycle. 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks. What's the 4? What's the 4? What a game, everybody. That was something. Tennessee came out, played well offensively. And once we got our defense settled in, man, we took over. 2 touchdowns for Wilbon, 97 yards passing. The Tennessee defense again gave us all kinds of problems, but they could not stop turning the football over. Victor Vega scores 2 touchdowns. We get the big interceptions from Azareye'h Thomas. That was pretty resilient by the defense to go win us this game. In a season 2 that's been defined by the offense. We are moving on to the division round. And next time, Montreal as the 5 seed. We will be headed to Kansas City. Miami's out, thank you. Miami's out. KC is in. Cleveland is in. Can we replicate that and actually find a way to play in the AFC Championship? Kansas City is next. And yes, they still have Patrick Mahomes. And Trent McDuffie, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith. This interior, I mean, is as good as it gets. And it's snowing in Kansas City as we go on the road. Playoff matchup number 2. And away we go against the 9-win Chiefs. We've had a better record than both of our playoff opponents. Look, can we beat the great Patrick Mahomes? Mahomes fakes and sends a strike to the outside right in front of Azareye'h Thomas. They have a star at tight end. Don't tell me that's Noah Gray, who's become a star. Run is stuffed. They sweep it to the outside. It's a good run, too. Showed some patience there. Javier Iglesias. That's a keeper with Mahomes. Never saw it coming. He's got 16. 3rd and 3. Wide open. Kansas City takes it inside the 15. 3rd and 12 now. It's put up top for grabs and... oh, that's ridiculous. So, Matthews made the play. It's basically resting on the receiver and he can't catch it. We'll take it. All right, the Snowhawks in the snow here in the division round. And we'll run it here with Elijah Dunn. How about this first play? 16-yard gain. The play fake doesn't work that great. Oh, Brantford gets laid out. Man, I wish Quentin Whiteside were here, but he'd be proud of Elijah Dunn. Another play action. This one goes to Pierman. He hauls it in and is shoved ahead for a 15-yard gain. Not seeing Parham hit those great blocks on this possession, so Kansas City is going to get us to 3rd down. Back to the air. He is open downfield and dropped it! Inexplicable! Jeremy Blaylock just dropped a touchdown. I have never seen this play from him. Unbelievable. Mark Andrews. Kansas City in their second drive. Rashee Rice gets them into plus territory. It is indeed Noah Gray, their star tight end. That's Rashee Rice getting to the edge and sprinting to the 3. Mahomes' RPO delivery is lightning quick. Patrick Mahomes throws it over the middle. It's too easy. Touchdown, Rashee Rice. There we go, a 3rd and 7 conversion. Victor Vega having a pretty big postseason. And we're facing a big 3rd down and 6. How about Victor Vega gets this for us? Wilbon hands to Pierman, and he runs ahead for a gain of 12. To the outside, Blaylock! This time he hauls it in. That is Blaylock! He's got the touchdown this time. Montreal ties it. But the Chiefs just keep on moving the ball down the field. Got to find a way to keep him out of the end zone. Rice, gain of 6. No receivers now. Jumbo package. Giving this run. That's no gain. We stuffed that. Mahomes 3rd and goal. It's a screen. And Matias is there, and we rally to make the tackle. Chiefs will kick. KC up 3 as we go to the second half. Big play. Adonai Mitchell to the 15. Play action. Here's Bradford now, and he cuts inside up to the 6. Wilbon's going to throw it. Incomplete. Wilbon gives to Dunn, and he gets stuffed. 4th and 2. And we're going to leave the offense on the field here. And go. Pass is caught. No, it's not. He lost it. No. And Kansas City just can't be slowed down. Another big pass. Great game for Patrick Mahomes. That one really hurts. That's a play we've gone to many times. Not so much in this episode, but in the past. And some of the timing stuff just has been a little awkward, so I wanted to go with the mesh over just like a quick timing-based throw. Noah Gray is the motion man for KC. And they'll run this one straight ahead for the touchdown, and they officially lead by 2 possessions. And they're coming out to try and stop the run here. Dunn is wrapped up, short gain. Back to pass, and looking to the outside, it's off the mark for Blaylock. 3rd down and 7. Breaking outside and giving us an open look is Adonai Mitchell. Dump that off. Ooh, good coverage. I was not expecting that. Mitchell, the motion man. We're going to go over the middle and find him. 4th and 1. Dunn, the running back, gets the carry, gets the first down. And throwing for Mitchell. He's got it. They're playing a lot of man coverage. It completely changes the way we got to throw. We're going to head to the air again and find Bradford to the outside. He'll take it in. That's a touchdown. Montreal cuts into this KC lead. One possession game in the fourth quarter, and Mahomes has the ball. 6.5 on the clock, and he completes it. Receiver stumbled. Mahomes fires. He's got him. Caught in front of Matthews. It's Mahomes under pressure and finding Rice. Thought it might end up overthrown. It was a 34-yard connection. And now with 4.5 to go. Short throw, and we'll stop him at the 6. Third and short, Kansas City. And Mahomes keeps it again. Another option. Touchdown. Patrick Mahomes is not making the same mistakes that Bo Nix did. 4 minutes left to go. We've got to try to go quick on this drive. Already facing 3rd down and 12. Back to the air. Got to go for Blaylock. It's intercepted. Man-to-man. Good job by Leo Chanel. And that might be the end of the road here in Season 5. What a year. But this has not been our game against Mahomes, who looks to end it. Oh, nice run. Iglesias, 14 yards. Iglesias ends it. Touchdown, Kansas City. An unbelievable offensive showing for them. Just haven't had the answers today. A great effort by our Snowhawks, winning 11 games during the regular season after never winning more than 6. Winning our first ever playoff game and going into Kansas City and at least battling with Patrick Mahomes. It's the best season we've ever put together, and it exceeds anything I thought we'd do this season. We started the day unsure about the quarterback of this team. We didn't know if this offense was going to be better. We were going to try with a new scheme. So to start there and end up here, it's obviously a huge success. We checked off a lot of boxes today. But we've also ramped up the expectations. Delonte Parham is named a Pro Bowler this season. He was actually the only player named from our much improved offense. Zaire Thomas also makes the Pro Bowl, as we only had 2 this year. View yearly awards. What do we have here? Mahomes is the MVP. Coach of the Year, Brendan Washington. We had Leon Daniels finish in 4th. Jamar Chase is Offensive Player of the Year. Greg Rousseau is Defensive Player of the Year. Julius Jeffrey is Offensive Rookie of the Year. Sharif Sherman on defense. Did we win anything? Oh, Nick Matias was named Best Linebacker. And it's the Cleveland Browns who emerge as champions at the end of the season. A team we were able to beat during the regular season. And that concludes Season 5 of this franchise. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. That was an awesome ride today. Let's wrap things up here. Looking for retirements. No Snowhawks, no Snowhawks, no Snowhawks. I think we're good. And then dev traits. We have, looks like minimal changes on the offensive side. I think all that remains the exact same. And then on defense, Barlow's dropped. And Azarie Thomas goes up. So he's now an X factor. Having an X factor corner is going to be awesome. Yeah, I think our defense needs to be a little bit better next season. Like, in general, we just have to find ways to keep getting better. The pass rush seemed to disappear in a lot of these big games, and I do wonder if that's like the next slider I should look at. Our pass blocking's at 55. The CPU's is at 57. I don't know why it's at 57. I'm just using a slider set that Matt 10 made that, you know, I tend to like his slider sets a lot, and this is played really well. But this slider, I think, could go down I don't know to what value necessarily, but 57 might be a little too high. But at the same time, we get a lot of sacks. I think it's partially because we sim so many. And then when I'm playing, we get some, but usually the quarterback has a lot of time. Let me know what you think of potentially tweaking those sliders for Season 6. But the expectations now are going to be high. We have our first playoff season, our first playoff victory. Next step is to try to go all the way and play for a title. I've had a really good time building this team up, and I'm excited now to see them reach this point. And I think we have a window opened up. The core of our roster is 26, 27 years old. Some of these players are now playing on pretty big contracts. Some are also going to be near regression. Hey, how come it says Quentin Whiteside made the Pro Bowl here? I missed that. Well, I'm glad I found it now. What a year, everybody. Let's hope we can build upon it and go a little bit further next time. I think we need to take a little bit of a look at pass rusher and see if we can add some more youth to this group, as we've kind of stuck with a lot of the same players. With exception here, Chad Jennings, who was signed late in Episode 4. And what a move that has been. He just led us in sacks this season. The quarterback position is now settled. Max Wilbon is our guy. I don't see a lot of changes happening to the offensive line. I really like Jorge Quintana. I trust running behind him. And he doesn't give up a bunch of insta pressure. We got Cole Bradford going this year. I think it's important to still have some young players that we give a chance to develop and learn on the fly, like we did with Bradford. I think he stepped in and immediately was a guy you could count on. I definitely like to find another corner. Mac McWilliams is like 29 years old now, so he's not going to be developing anymore. But I'd like the option to put Azareye'h Thomas perhaps in the slot more. But I need someone on the outside I can trust. But like when we're facing a JSN or an Amon-Ra St. Brown and they go in the slot, we usually have a guy like McWilliams on them. And we need to get a better matchup for that. Beyond that, though, I just love playing with this team and want to see if we can continue to ascend and build upon the best year in the Montreal Snowhawks franchise. I'm going to leave it at that, everybody. Thank you all for watching. That was an action-packed video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts in the comments section, and I'll be back. We are not done. The Snowhawks will continue to chase a championship. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.